Oh, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen out there? Welcome. Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, prime time. You know what time it is, 95 North Sports Machine, coming at you live and in direct. Hope everybody had a beautiful, wonderful, and healthy Christmas. I know we all I know on this panel, but I'll leave it up to you guys to answer that. But before I do, man, we have a very lovely guest on our show tonight, Christy Love, prestige writer for Team MBS Media and also a podcaster in her own right. So we welcome you to the show. And may I be an avid Chicago Bears fan?
Yes.
Hey,
you forgot certified trash talker.
Oh boy, I don't know her like that yet.
Oh,
you do.
I say, yeah, you got it.
You got it.
Oh my God. I would say this: I don't run from the smoke. So if I talk trash and then come back, I'm always here. Okay.
Love it.
Okay, then.
Love it. So, hey, folks, we're going to jump right into it. We're going to preview this Bears and Falcons matchup from this Sunday. Can y'all believe it already, man? Week 17. But before I do, Smitty, how was your holiday? How was your Christmas, man?
Hey, man, mine was excellent, man. I got to spend the weekend with my parents. My grandmother came over for both days, and we just ate, laughed, and had a good time, man. Watched movies and all that good stuff. And even sung karaoke, even though I didn't because I can't sing. That's why I'm a background dancer.
That's a fact.
Yeah, but hey, I had a great time, man. I'm not gonna complain.
That's what's up.
Christy, how was your holiday?
It was good. I went to my mom's house, then my father, me and my dad watched the football game. We watched the Eagles. A little bit of the Ravens and 49ers game. We ate, open presents, that whole nine. My child got a lot of stuff, so that's all that matters.
Amen.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's what's up.
Chris?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, my holiday started with being able to work at the Falcons game this past Sunday with Fox, so that was great.
Yeah.
Working alongside Miss Christina Pink this weekend, so.
Salute.
That was very eventful, very inspiring lady in the business right there. So I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to do that. Christmas was cool, man. I watched Home Alone.
There we go.
Let's see, watched a little football. Definitely watched that Sunday night football game. And, you know what I'm saying, just enjoyed myself, man. Just kick back. So I'm just really grateful to see yet another Christmas and spend with some family. Mm-hmm. And hopefully everyone's Christmas went well. And just ready to get into this, get back in the saddle, talk about some football, you know.
Let's get it, man. Shout
out, man. And we're going to talk about that 49ers Ravens game just a little bit in a little while. So y'all stay tuned. Yeah. But I got to shout out my boy, Mike Patton, man. He's been rocking with me for years and years. One of my good friends, man. Touring the AFC South podcast, man. Mm-hmm. Please go check it out on Spotify and all other streaming platforms. He's really doing an excellent job over there. He's interviewing journalists, reporters, players, anybody, you know, there's anybody. Touring the AFC South, man. Y'all, please go check that out. My boy Mike Penn doing his thing, man.
That's my guy.
I love to hear that, man. I love to hear that. Success everywhere around this platform, man. Very happy to join this space with y'all tonight, but we are going to preview this Week 17. I hate to even say that. Week 17. Some teams are prepping to go into the playoffs. Some teams are just prepping to, you know, start planning that good old offseason vacation. I know our Falcons, you know, due to the record, due to the circumstances going on in the NFC South, we're kind of in the thick of things. Miss Christy Love, I can't say the same about your beloved Chicago Bears. No slight. It's all respectful.
Hey, we're not officially yet. I'm just gonna say that. We gotta work.
Hey, okay, so all right, that's okay. Can't be mad at you for that. But what we are gonna be and witness to it, and these two for Smitty and Chris. How much of the Falcons brass do you expect to be at Sunday's game? this is maybe the dress-up game for a potential Justin Fields acquisition later on in the year by our beloved Atlanta Falcons.
boy.
So there's a lot at stake in this game coming up on Sunday. The Chicago Bears, salute, shout out to them. They have been playing some really good, inspiring football these past couple weeks. Justin Fields and company have really, hit the reset button. That's the word I want to use. Hit the reset button and, really, trending in the right direction. And they're playing hard for their coach as they should. But Smitty, Chris, to that, what do you guys expect? Do you expect this to be a full-on Falcon house on hand for Sunday's preview in cold Chicago?
Well, I mean, like you just said, it's gonna be cold Chicago. I mean, Falcon fans, we've seen them in every game, and even overseas. So I expect it to be some Falcon fans there. How many? Not so sure, man. We Southern team, man. We're a dome team, and a lot of our fans are too. So we'll see exactly what happens when we go out there. Great matchup though, because this team is pretty good against the run. I believe they're top 10, top 5 against the run, if I'm not mistaken. Talking about those Chicago Bears, and I still believe we have one of the best running games in football. So, with that being said, and Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algiers, I expect there to still be some support, and I expect us to still be able to take care of business, man. We need it. We can't have no roadblocks. We need it.
There we go, Smitty. What say you, bro?
Ooh, this is gonna be a game of the ages, man. And as I've said, man, I told you earlier. This game might be over by 3:00 because both teams is going to run the ball. They're top 10, where the Bears actually second in the league in rush yards. And cold weather elements is always hard for a dome team, like Chris said. And I just think if Tyler Heineke can pull off what he did last week against Indianapolis, I think we have a great chance to win, because I think the Falcons, and they match up well, because you talk about quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are similar. Well, Desmond Ritter's not on the field, but they have similar quarterbacks in that aspect. Then you look at with the run game, they include their quarterbacks in the run game, which is why both teams are so high on the list running the football. And you look at receivers. The Falcons have Drake London. The Bears have DJ Moore. Kyle Pitts for the Falcons. Cole Kmet for the Bears. So it's a pretty even matchup. And I think whatever team can pass the ball the best, I think, comes out on top and push that extra oomph in their game to pull out a victory in this one. Because 30 degrees is 30 degrees no matter where you are. And I've heard, I've heard the air coming off that water is just totally different.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
That's different cold.
It is.
Yeah, so I think the run game is gonna be the mainstay for both teams, but I think whichever team passes the football the best will come out on top of this game.
And turnovers.
Yeah.
Turnovers. Correct.
Boy, I ain't gonna lie. Controlling that ball and protecting that ball is gonna be very key in this game. Both teams. We're
gonna turn the mic over now to Miss Christy Love, and you go ahead and you speak glowingly about your Chicago Bears, the almost playoff Chicago Bears by your
record. Not almost.
I'm just
look, I'm holding on, even though I know we're pretty much out. I'm holding on to their life, okay? But the Chicago Bears, we have been playing well, pretty much since we got Montez Sweat. To be honest, our defense has came alive so much, and we keep getting better week after week after week after week. Jalen Johnson, all of them, they're doing great. Justin Fields, ever since he came back from that thumb injury, he has been phenomenal in my eyes. He has made a couple of mistakes, like that pick he got. I think it was Sunday. He got that pick, and I think in the fourth. But besides that, he's been phenomenal. His numbers is great. He's not getting 200, 300 yards every game. So what? He still is him with what he got. We have a big issue with coaching. That's been key damn near the whole season.
Okay, so you feel our pain in Atlanta then? You feel our pain in Atlanta then?
I'm trying to tell you.
Man, Eberflus, it just wouldn't have been my first choice. I'm just saying, but go ahead.
Mine either, but we're here now. But coaching, coaching has been a big problem. I don't know if you guys saw or peeped when we played Sunday, but Fields and Luke Gessie kind of got into it just a little bit. Yeah, Luke Gessie calling a play. Fields didn't agree with it, so he pretty much said F it and did what he wanted to do, which worked. And that's it. Yeah, and like I've been advocating for Fields to like take control of the offense.
Yes,
because like a month or two ago when Fields came to the media and said coaching was the problem, and then he came back and said, "No, you guys twisting up my words." He said it right the first time. Coaching was and still is our biggest problem offensively, and I want to take control so bad because he know what he's doing. So I say all that to say, come next season, we're going to be that team. Congrats to the Lions. They won NFC North, whatever. But next season, we're going to be that team because we're steady progressing offensively too. So, you know what I'm saying? I know the biggest issue is, do we keep Fields or get Caleb Williams? Me personally, I'm going to say keep Fields because I do not see why we would get Caleb Williams and keep the same mess we got on the team right now. I don't see why we do that. Just keep Fields in his fourth year, build around him. Hell, we got DJ Moore. We didn't really do much with him this season, if you want to be honest. And just build around Fields. Fields is showing us week after week that he is that guy. He is that guy. So why would you trade and get a rookie quarterback?
Yeah. Hey, that makes all the sense to me.
And I'm gonna be honest, man. I've been saying this. I like Drake May way better than Caleb Williams. I'm gonna just keep it real. So
yeah.
I've also been saying if Fields does well toward the end of the season, I just didn't see the Bears trading him.
It don't make sense.
Yeah, and I also noticed, I didn't notice the altercation between Fields and the coach, but I noticed that you guys beat a team that we lost to, and I can't ignore that either. So, I mean, it's just a fact. I mean, we lost to them, man, and they took care of business. So, it's a factor into, man. It's a factor into.
Chrissy, I think this one's for you right here.
In the comments.
Yeah, this is for you.
Shout out to Uncle Steve. Shout out to Uncle Steve, man. Uncle Steve said, "Hey, everyone, is the rumor true that after the game, Justin Fields already have a ticket on Arthur Blank's charter flight back to Atlanta?"
No. And then what's crazy? I think it was Sunday night. Caleb Williams had liked the tweet about him and Justin Fields, I guess, coming to Chicago, and that got Bears Twitter riled the F up so bad.
Really now?
Look it up. I should have found it, but look it up. He deleted it, but he retweeted something about him and Justin Fields. But they're friends, I think. So that's probably why he retweeted it.
This is a very interesting comment right here. Shout out Pasta Girl for always being such a great, viewer of the show. Marvin Harrison Jr. cannot be overlooked as a number one overall pick. Probably one of the cleanest prospects coming out in this 2024 NFL draft. Jesus, man. I've been seeing him a lot, man, and I don't know, man. You might call me crazy, man, but he's about as clean as Julio Jones looked, man, when he was coming out of Alabama back in 2011, man.
Go and throw it out there since you done brought it up. Go and throw it on up.
It might be the safest pick, man. Might be the safest pick. He is just that guy. Unbelievable tape on Marvin Harrison Jr. Sure, it pays major dividends when you have a Hall of Fame dad, Marvin Harrison, of course, great wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. But yeah, man, Marvin Harrison Jr. teamed up with Justin Fields. That's something that can get the Falcons. Oh, excuse me. The
reflex.
No. That was a sub. That might get the Bears fandom getting going. It might get them going, man. Because let's be honest, man. The Bears kind of run the table as far as the top of the NFL order right now. A lot of their draft picks and their success in this draft is hindering with the deal that they made with the Carolina Panthers. Panthers, as we all know, 2 wins only on the year, blah. But that's helping Chicago tremendously acquire elite talent, or going to acquire elite talent.
Right.
But this is a business that the NFL does run, and if somebody was to make Chicago an offer they could not refuse, I'm thinking that Ryan Poles and company are going to entertain the fact of, having this young man switch teams so early on in his career. There's an upsell point to it also. Justin Fields has been doing phenomenal ever since that thumb injury. He's come back. He's been on fire, very decisive with the ball, minus the interception this past week against the Cardinals. But steady improvement week in and week out. He is the ultimate game manager. Doesn't wow you with the stats as far as the throw department, but everything else you gotta love about the kid. The running aspect of it. He's the leader in Chicago as far as rushing, and that's ahead of Dante Foreman and Khalil Herbert. Also, and one of my favorite running backs coming out of college last year, Roshan Johnson, Texas as well. So, there's a lot of intangibles there that you would like in Justin Fields. So I see an upsell coming, or an upsell on the horizon as far as trying to acquire Justin Fields. So they're not going to make it easy for any old team to just come in and seek his services and without saying, hey, let's look at the tape. Let's look at the body of work this man has put up. This is Justin Fields that you will be getting into your scheme. And Smitty, Chris, a guy like Justin Fields, it's kind of what we all hope and pray for. Somebody unnamed that was picked in the third round could possibly peak to, but that's not the case at the moment, as Arthur Smith decided to play again the musical chairs and went back to Taylor Heineke, stunting yet again the growth of Desmond Ridder, if he has any growth left in his fiber beam. So, anyways, but to you, Christy, what's one thing that you see? What's one thing that you love about this Chicago Bears defense? Top 12 in the NFL so far. Very stingy run defense, as they're in the top 8 in that department. Montez Sweat, as you alluded to earlier, was acquired, and he's made world of a difference in this Chicago Bears defense.
Yeah,
he needs a sack in the last 6 or 7 games. As Chris, as you mentioned a little bit earlier, he leads 2 organizations in sacks, and he's not playing for the other one, obviously. So,
hey, before she gets started, I just got to say.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just got to say, the way he's been playing, if I'm in Atlanta, I would have just gave up a first round pick.
The way he's playing at like a first round pick talent.
That's valid.
Well, he was a first round pick, but
right. I'm just saying he's
one of the top edge rushers in the league, man. Yeah,
he's only 27, so he's still got plenty of juice left in the tank. 6.5 sacks for the Commanders. Still, since he's been traded, no one for that team has been able to eclipse that. Just think about that for a second. And then comes to a whole new team and already leading them in sacks, being a game wrecker. And we're at this game, y'all. We're at the game to where I was like, okay, here comes Montez Sweat. Let's see how he tries to disrupt the Falcons offense, just because, he wanted to come here. It was out there. We seen it. So, but the fact that he didn't, and he's playing for the Bears, and now he has an opportunity, that man said the transfer portal. We love our chat, man.
Monster girl, man.
Y'all are awesome. Well, that man said the transfer.
Hey, man,
that is crazy.
They going to hell for that.
No. But yeah, man, Montez just doing his thing, man, and going back to Justin Fields. We knew that Desmond Ridder is not Justin Fields type talent. We know that. Fields almost threw for 200 yards and almost rushed for 100 yards this past Sunday. So, it's just, that's the type of talent that we're talking about. And again, if he continues that, and I hate to say it, if he has a good game against us this coming Sunday,
it's possible. It's highly possible.
The Bears keeping him. Why would you trade it away if he's improving?
Exactly.
If anything, it just improved the coaching and everything around them, skill players around them. It's like, why would you trade them?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you. Because Bears Nation is half, let's get Caleb Williams, get rid of Fields. Other half is keep Fields. It's so toxic.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's spot on. I still think that coaching should go. But Eberflus, because he's taken over our defense, and he's done great. So even though it's not possible, I do want him to be demoted from head coach to possibly, our defensive coordinator. But that's
but he'll be on another team before that happens.
I know, but I know, but
hey, ain't it funny, y'all, how we have similar stories here?
Very much.
It's just like, if you just think about it, we have similar stories. We have 2 organizations who really don't want to go into the rookie quarterback market, especially with the same type of coaching that you have. Like we have similar cases. We have a case to where, hey, maybe we want the guy as a head coach, but take away those coordinators, and then you have another situation where take away his head coaching and put him as a coordinator. It's just so similar with these two teams, which make this game even bigger than what it is. And just talking about also the Falcons and the Bears, man, they got a little history between the two of each other. And the Bears right now lead the series 15-14 against the Falcons, with Atlanta, their last win in Chicago, coming in, you guessed it, 2017, when we was going against the Hall of Famer, Mike Glennon.
Oh my God. Hey, I love that game, man. We ended that game on a last second Brooks Reed
on a sack. Yeah,
I remember that game. That was the game where Matt Ryan threw a dart to Austin Hooper for like, I think it was like a 98-yard touchdown or something like that. That game was so good, man.
Austin,
oh my God, please. Man. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, man. Matty Iceman against Mike Glennon.
Oh, man.
In Chicago.
Yep. But
Week 1, I believe, too. Week 1.
Talk to us as the fan. As the fan. Not the podcaster, not the NBS writer. Christy loved the fan. What do you want to see in this Chicago Bears offseason? You said a lot of great things. There's great pieces in place. Where do you see the Bears capitalizing on next year? You guys have a ton of cap again this year coming up. You guys have a good amount of draft picks. So where does Christy love the fan want to see the Chicago Bears go in 2024?
I want to see our offense improve more. More so, our offensive line has gotten better. But we still have some improvement. We got that rookie Darnell Wright. He's been good, but he's a rookie. I want to see our offensive line and we get more weapons around fields, because if you watched highlights of the Bears this season, a couple of our receivers dropped passes in the end zone and not catching easy passes. So honestly, I just want to see Fields get the right people so he can take off for real. It's there. Is there. And the reason why we see Fields use his legs, because last season he had no choice. You know what I'm saying? He had no help on offense last season. So that's why we seeing him use his legs. And now he know, okay, so-and-so ain't open. So-and-so ain't open. So let me go ahead and run for it. You know what I'm saying? So in the offseason, I want to see the offense improve. Our defense is great. Offense can be much better, especially in the fourth quarter. So, yeah.
Facts. Let me ask you a question. Have y'all seen Darnell Mooney?
Darnell Mooney, man, he's gone. I know
y'all saw that. Missing.
I know y'all saw that play against the Browns when Fields threw that Hail Mary at the last second of the game. Darnell Mooney, it went right in his hands.
Almost caught it.
It went right through his hands, fam, and he dropped it. Darnell Mooney is so good as gone. He was gone all season, but I don't know.
I think he fits what Taylor Gabriel did for Atlanta in 2016.
Yeah,
I think he's that type of receiver, one that you can spot, flash a couple of plays here, a couple of plays there. But he's not an every down receiver, man. I'm gonna just keep it real.
He's not a number one receiver.
No, because last year he was a number one and he struggled so bad. Like so bad. And then this season he's number two, and it's like, where you at? What you doing?
Yeah.
You missing passes. Come on now, what you doing? So
it's a shame that Chase Claypool didn't work out for you. I don't know what happened to that man in Chicago. Some say, wide receivers go to die in Chicago. I don't know how true that is, because right now, DJ Moore is lighting it up, over 1,100 yards receiving. Cole Kmet, he got a great young tight end out of Notre Dame also there.
Yeah.
Second on the team with 684 receiving yards. Third place is Darnell Mooney. So, you could definitely use him maybe in other factors. Somebody pointed out, a great name in Taylor Gabriel, how we used him here in Atlanta, was that gadget player, line him.
Shout out to Turbo, man.
Yeah. Oh man, Turbo, Miss Turbo, man. But yeah, so yeah, that's a solid plan. Do you see Chicago going back to the heart and soul of what this Chicago team is known for, the defense, and adding any more pieces in the offseason for the Chicago Bears team?
I would. We've been seeing Ryan Poles throughout this season add pieces here and there to get us stronger, because we need to go back to being the monsters of the midway like we was in, I think, 07. So yes, one I will say, get rid of Eddie Jackson. I think his time in Chicago is just over with.
That's a shame.
I know, and I
Yeah,
like him,
because
but
he was
but
one of the
Considered
top
the top
safeties
it's
just a
time to
couple of
go.
years
Yes,
ago.
absolutely.
It's time.
Yeah.
So that's an example. We need to pay Jalen Johnson, especially as of late, because he's been showing his ass.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He has.
Oh yeah, he's good as paid. Yeah.
Yeah. So
They don't have a choice, just like we don't have with AJ. It's the same thing.
Oh
and,
yes.
And I'm gonna give y'all a quick thought after she finished. But go ahead, Christy. But I'm gonna give y'all a quick thought to say.
yeah, pay Jalen Johnson because he deserves all the bag. But I think we keep everybody else after this season. Kyler Gordon, everybody. So our defense is there. Like I said, we're improving week after week after week after week. It's just our offense have to match our defense. That's the biggest issue.
Don't that sound familiar?
Man, that's
we
just
just have
so
to because
eerie.
we can't keep coming out strong first quarter, third quarter. The last 5 of the fourth quarter, we just crumble. It's part of the defense also. That's the defense also. We just got to tighten up. So we'll get it together in the offseason. Trust me, because we're right there. We're right there.
Yeah, if it was not for Monty Sweat, man, you guys. I hate this. I don't mean to say you guys, but your team. Yeah. It would be in the same boat the Atlanta Falcons were in last year. Only 21 sacks. Right now, you guys currently have 27 or 28 sacks. So more is desired out of that pass rush. I know that he can use a running mate on the other side. I expect the Bears to probably pony up some money for one of these top guys that are going to be out there. Who knows? We might see Chase Young come to Chicago and pair them two again like the old days in Washington. Danielle Hunter is out there to be had, and there's another a couple other solid pieces. So Chicago. I'm sure their record is what it is, but they're only a few players away really from making a statement. You know what I mean? And just having a "we're here" NFL moment moment in the NFL. So
yeah,
I'm glad. I'm happy for your Bears. It's just not this Sunday. Excuse me. Going into hostile territory of Soldier Field, but we're gonna go into the show now where we pick X factors for this game. So you let us know who your X factor will be for this Sunday's matchup.
For the Falcons.
Well, for your team.
My team. Whew. Okay, so let me think. Our X factor, I would have to say. Okay, so I have to pick what you guys want to do, what I have to do. I'm sorry.
No.
My mind is a blank.
No, the floor is yours. Whoever you feel as though.
Pick your X factor of who you think will help the Bears prepare to a win.
Oh. Okay. One, Justin Fields. He's gonna use his legs. We've been throwing the ball more also. Connection to Fields, Komet, Fields, and DJ Moore. That's gonna go into this week's game against the Falcons. So, I feel like Justin Fields, DJ Moore. I think his ankle is fine because he did tweak his ankle last week. As long as his ankle is fine, DJ Moore, Justin Fields, Khalil Herbert, explosive last week. I expect him this week to be explosive. Also running the ball. So. That's my X factor, running the ball, running and passing. Because we've been doing well.
Yep.
Yeah, 142 yards a game rushing. That's second in the league, so that's pretty damn good.
Heck yeah,
doing something right.
Absolutely.
But
finally,
I'm gonna go with my X factor. I'm gonna go as key matchup for both teams, and I feel like Jalen Johnson and AJ Terrell, they both have hard jobs this week because AJ Terrell is going to go against DJ Moore, and Jalen Johnson probably lines up against Drake London or even Kyle Pitts for that fact. But I think the cornerbacks and the wide receiver matchup is going to be key this game because, like I said, man, before, I think whoever passes the ball in this game the best is probably going to come out with the win because both of these teams run the ball so well. Like I said, Chicago at 142 a game and Atlanta at 129. I just think that is probably going to be a front this game. And what I mean by that, Both teams probably going to try to get away from the run game because they know that each team runs the ball so well that they're going to try to pass the ball a little bit more. And they have the same type weapons on both teams: key wide receiver, key tight end, key running back, and a quarterback that can use his legs. So this matchup is about as even as the Falcons have had all year. And like she said earlier, defense carries both of these teams. So whichever offense can make the most plays at the right time in the clutch, I think comes out and win this game. So the cornerback wide receiver matchups for both teams in this game is going to be my X factor.
Man, that's some good ones right there. Some good ones.
Go ahead, Chris.
All right. Man, I got to talk to my Falcons as a franchise right here, man. Do not let history come back and bite you in the behind. And what I mean by that is, let's go dial it back a little bit to the Arizona Cardinals game.
Bite you in the ass, as Chris wanted to say. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah. Let's dial it back to the Arizona Cardinals game. Do not be a creature of habit and allow the quarterback tight end duo, who is a dual threat, take you out of this game again. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess around. And because you face Kyler Murray and Troy McBride. This week you have Justin Fields and Cole Kmet. Do not let history bite you in the behind. You know what I'm saying? Your linebacking core, your front seven, got to take care of business. Also, you have to give us more Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algiers. Smash and dash 2.0, a dirty smash and dash, maybe like they like the villain smash and dash, but you gotta give this defense, who is great against the run, you still gotta give them a healthy dose of it. So just Falcons, man, X factors, your running backs, Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algiers, and just, you know, so overall, don't let history again bite you in the behind. Because we've seen this movie before. It's like almost like a sequel. This time, come out on top and not be looking like a fool, because we need this game more than the Bears do.
Yep.
We're still in it. We still got a lot to fight for, and we're still up for the NFC South, and we're still also like a game out for the 7th seed. We have more realistic situations happening in Atlanta. Do not come out here and lay an egg. Give your best performance. I know you're on the road, but you got to give your best performance here.
I got a quick question. So if you guys lose this Sunday, what happens to y'all playoff chances? Y'all out?
I think we done.
We not out mathematically.
Like a 11% chance, right?
Yeah, we not out mathematically, but that puts more pressure on us that last game of the season against the Saints, and we've been struggling with them the last 3 years. So I just wouldn't want to go into that game with that being the game to decide the division. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
and then I'm not saying we can't win, but it's gonna be tough.
And then we also got to think about it. The Saints and the Bucks play each other this week. Yeah. So you know, we need actually the Saints to beat the Bucks, because if the Bucks win, I think it also puts us behind the 8 ball as far as trying to get that NFC South title. I think we would need to win. No, honestly, I think if I'm not mistaken, the Bucks may have it wrapped up. If I'm not mistaken, if we was to lose and they were to win this coming Sunday,
they win and we lose, it's over.
Yeah, it's over as far as like the NFC South. And we'll still have an opportunity.
Before I go into my X factor, I know, Christy, you know, because of time, you have to go. Yes. We really enjoyed having you on. But give us your game prediction for the game, and folks in the chat. This is not the conclusion of the show. Our special guest has other obligations that she has to meet, so the show will continue. We just want her input as far as game predictions. So, Chrissy, let us know what you think the outcome of this Sunday game will be.
The Bears gonna win. It's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be.
I love it.
Oh man,
come on out with it.
But no, for real though,
she just said to hell with it. I'm gonna tell you.
It's gonna be a tough fight, but Bears. I feel like we have all the momentum to win this game. We've been playing great the last 4 or 5 games. We can really come on top as long as we can hold on in the fourth quarter and not crumble. We got it. We got it. Sorry, but we got it.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
Say
But
less.
Christy, if you have any platforms that you could be found on, please drop your social handle so the folks can definitely follow you, ask you questions, and all that. So please, the floor is yours. Let us know, please.
You guys can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at I am Christy Love. It's Christy with a K.
Very good. Very good.
All right.
But Christy, thank you so much for taking time to rock with us. We really
No problem. It was fun.
Yes, we look forward to having you back on the show sometime. Sometime in the near future for sure.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you, Christy.
Bye,
Christy Love, everybody. Thank you.
Have a wonderful night.
So I'm gonna go back to the X Factor, right?
Okay.
Go ahead.
It said, and this is to everybody, persons most dangerous when they have their backs against the wall. I think a lot of folks can agree with that. And I'm going to start backwards to go forward. Last week's game, I think you guys may or may not agree. Arthur Smith probably coached the best game of his Falcons tenure was last week against the Indianapolis Colts. We saw the most balanced offense to date. To date. That's because that fire was lit under his ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and his back was against the wall. And he proved to us that okay, wow, Arthur, you can call this type of game.
Right.
Let's see you do it again.
Best rushing performance since week 1.
Yeah, 44 yards rushed.
177.
177 total.
Yeah.
And everybody contributed all the way down to Taylor Heineke. Imagine that. So he used all variables on offense in this performance. Duplicate that again and do that against the Chicago Bears. Show us that you are the coach, which may be too late because there's a lot of rumblings, a lot of underlying information coming out that his fate might have already been sealed. Which
we'll get into that in a second.
We're gonna get to that in a second, absolutely.
But
that would be my X factor for this Sunday's game is Coach Arthur Smith. Can you replicate from last Sunday's successful victory over the Indianapolis Colts? Can you do it again?
Question.
On the road? Show us. Arthur Smith, you are on the clock. Game prediction.
He didn't overthink.
No, he didn't. Week. It was smooth. It was smooth.
And I don't think it was nobody lighting a fire under his behind. Mm-hmm. I honestly think Taylor Heineke just managed the game well. He just did a decent job. When the quarterback plays well, the Falcons usually win. So that just tells you he can call plays. He just overthinks at times. And he just, inconsistent with his situational play calling. And last week he was great with it. So that lets you know he can do it on a constant basis if he can stay out of his own way.
Right. The thing about it is we're with you when you're right. That's all I'm saying. And you were right, Arthur Smith, last week. You did your best head coaching job that you have done since you've been in Atlanta. And we give you your credit for that. We just want to see consistency and more in this offense, man. Just period. Let's see how many times you can do it. I see already articles saying that he's safe and Terry Fontenot is safe and everything like that. Now, I really don't have too many gripes with Terry, but Arthur, I don't think we should just I think we should take it one game at a time. Let's not jump out there too fast saying, oh, yeah, he's safe now because we won our last home game against the Indianapolis.
He's far from safe, trust me.
So, because I'm sorry, it's just still too much bad out there, and I can't just overlook that just because you gave me flowers on Valentine's Day. I'm just saying I can't do that.
Right.
So it's still a lot of bad out there, and your bad right now outweighs your good.
Correct.
So with that being said, one game at a time. Let's win out, or at least win Sunday, and see where we go from there.
Right.
Because we already against the 8 ball, but we shouldn't be. Those two divisional losses against the Bucks and the Panthers hurt a whole lot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
100%. So yeah. As far as our playoff chances and everything, so let's one game at a time, y'all.
Yep. So what's your game prediction, Chris? What you got? What say you, man?
Game prediction. Up there in Chicago, man, honestly, in history, really, it's only been like 5 or 6 blowouts when the Chicago and the Atlanta plays. And, it's not really a whole lot of blowouts. So I'm going to say another close game. I'm going to go 27-20 Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, close. Nice. Smitty?
Ooh, that's a good one. As I said before, man, early in the show, I think these teams are going to try to run the ball and shorten the game because that's how both of them play. So I'm going to keep this one low scoring 16-13. Like I said, the cold weather is going to be a factor, and we know about that Chicago win with field goals. So you're going to have to score a touchdown this game to win. None of that get down in the red zone and then settle for a field goal. You're not going to see that this game because guess what? When that wind catch the football, ball going to sail to the left or to the right. So it ain't no way around it. But 16-13 is going to be my score because, like I said, I think both teams are going to run the football. But I also stick to what I said earlier. Team that passes the ball the best in the clutch and makes the right throws, I think, pull this game out.
Right. Very cool. Very cool. I'm going to go a little higher. And only because Taylor Heineke is under center. Taylor Heineke has, put out more points than any quarterback, obviously, this year. 20 and 20 and 29 respectfully, under his guidance. So I'll go 24-21 Falcons in a close one. Well, not necessarily a close one.
So y'all going by that dreaded field goal. Y'all gonna kick against the wind. So y'all gonna
why not?
Okay. I got you.
Now. All right.
But before we go ahead, man, we got a great question. Great question right here. And I talked about this a little bit, man. I got hated on by haters, and I ain't gonna call on that, and I don't need to. But trust me, it's some out there. But I'm gonna say it again. Arthur Smith is fired and Mike Tomlin is available. Then I see Tomlin coming to Atlanta. I have no source, although I could ask, but I'm not. And he's right because he got a lot of friends. But I could see it happening. And I said this before. When you talk about Mike Tomlin and what he could bring culture-wise, structure-wise, winning-wise, it makes sense for the Falcons. And I know the Pittsburgh Steelers may try to re-sign him because they like to stick to their coaches and they don't let too many coaches walk through them doors because they've only had 3 in the last 40 years. Man. So 45 years. So trust me, they're going to try to do everything to keep Tomlin there. But if Tomlin wants out, what can they do? They will have to trade him just like the John Gruden thing back in Tampa Bay back in the day. So Mike Tomlin could be and would be a good fit. But excellent fit. So we'll see, man. But we're gonna take a little scoop around the NFL with a couple of hot topics. And it's not really news, it's just topics that we've been seeing floating around. But take it away, my brother.
Yep, I'm gonna bring it up here, and folks in the chat, man, we're gonna want your input on this, man. And you guys go as unfiltered as you possibly may want. Just bear with us 1 second. This article this morning came up on Bleacher Report. It was a much hot topic. I put it on Twitter. Twitter went crazy with it. A shout out to everybody that really had an input on this article. But here it is for y'all to see. And it reads as follows: Arthur Smith likely safe. Falcons trending toward keeping head coach and GM Terry Fontenot. I have a problem with this, folks. And
I did too.
Gentlemen, too. January 15th, 2021, Arthur Smith was hired as head coach. January 19th, Terry Fontenot was hired to be the GM.
What's the problem with that? Go ahead, brother. What's the problem with that?
Don't you hire a GM before a coach? That's what I thought. The way of doing it, right? Yeah. That's so we blindly hired a coach that was hot because that's exactly what Arthur Smith was at the time. Had a 75% red zone efficiency in the red zone, but that's all predicated on Derrick Henry's magic in that season. Was orchestrating one of the hottest offenses in that year. Sure. Arthur Blank made the decision to go out and say, let me get this guy before somebody else does. I'm not worried so much about what the GM is going to do in this regime. That pairing is going to work, guaranteed. And there is no guarantee because we've seen polar opposites. While Terry Fontenot has been in Atlanta ever since 2021, cooking, as a lot of folks may say, or as he has been doing, making tough decisions. Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Deion Jones, and plenty of others. Terry Fontenot has always found a way to put a competitive, or as best as possible, put the best competitive team on the field. Has brought in, all the necessary tools, or to what he can afford for Arthur Smith to be, as competitive as he can in his coaching campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
The wallet opened up this year. Terry Fontenot goes on and he brings all the assets that he possibly can. We already know who they are, Jesse Bates, etc., and everybody else. And we're getting lower than expected, output offensively by Coach Arthur Smith, the presumed offensive guru. For that article to even mention as Terry Fontenot being safe, I think that's a slap in the face to Atlanta. I really do.
Yep.
There's no way Terry Fontenot should be mentioned in that article, not one bit, because those two
that's a
gentlemen
disgrace.
are not tied to at the hip at anything. And if anybody recollects, I know you two do, Terry Fontenot was linked before this whole process was with Joe Brady, who is the offensive coordinator in Buffalo at this current moment. That would have been the hot pairing in Atlanta if all would have worked out the traditional way. And what I mean by traditional is you find your GM, the GM brings a guy of his choosing into the organization and goes from there.
Yep.
So I'll leave it up to you two gentlemen, Chris Smitty, chat, please. The topic at hand. What do you guys feel about this Terry Fontenot situation and him being linked as heavily as he has been in recent days to Arthur Smith?
Well,
go ahead,
Smitty.
Well, I'm gonna just say it, and I said it before. Terry Fontenot should be safe no matter what. And just like WCG said, they may get one more year to prove themselves, but even after that year is up, I still think Fontenot is safe. One, they brought in an assistant GM, which they shouldn't need because he was the president of football operations in New Orleans, so he knows how to build a team. We talk about a guy that brought in Drew Brees with a busted shoulder. He ended up being a Hall of Fame quarterback because you put the right weapons around him. Exactly what he's trying to do in Atlanta. Every quarterback they've had, well, not every quarterback, but Matt Ryan, he always had weapons around him. So they're doing the same exact thing for any quarterback that they put on the field right now. So he knows how to build a team. But one person that I think you should blame that nobody talks about, and y'all know where I'm going with this, Rich McKay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
We talk about a guy that built Super Bowl teams in Tampa Bay with certain type of players, but at the same time, you don't want those players with dog attitudes that you had, like a Warren Sapp, a Derrick Brooks, a John Lynch. We just got one of those type players in Jesse Bates. But other than that, who else can you say? Grady Jarrett, maybe? Chris Lindstrom? They're building Calais Campbell, they're building the right foundation. They just have to keep putting the right pieces in the right place. And to do that, you have to let Terry Fontenot do his job. Because, like I said, I don't know what happened. I wasn't in the war room when they drafted Kyle Pitts. Right. I guarantee you that Terry Fontenot won't Justin Fields. I guarantee you that. Or Trey Lance, for that matter. Mm-hmm. So, as I look at it, man, you just got to let the man do his job, man. It's just that serious. And do not include Terry Fontenot in none of the BS that Rich McKay and Arthur Smith or Arthur Blank cooked up, because Terry had nothing to do with it. No. Because I'm telling y'all, if he had full control of who is on this team, a couple of those picks probably would have went a different way. And that's just my opinion, because I'm looking at Kyle Pitts. You talk about Michael Parsons. With Drake London, I see Garrett Wilson could have been one, and Jalen Carter could have been one. Jordan Davis could have been another. So, y'all got to chill out with trying to make Terry Fontenot the scapegoat, because he shouldn't be a scapegoat. And I'm going to just say this, and y'all can take it the way y'all want. If Terry Fontenot gets fired, when Arthur Smith gets fired, I'm going to change the way I look at Arthur Blank altogether. Mm-hmm. And that's just me, and that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it.
Hey, I like it, man. Yo, fellas, man, you both of y'all hitting on all cylinders, man. 100%. I agree with you, fellas. Terry Fontenot, I've said this many times. I don't believe he chooses Arthur Smith whatsoever if he's hired first. Going back to Berto, yes, he was tied to Joe Brady, and it's a great possibility that Brady would have been the head coach. And even if it wasn't Brady, it still could have been someone else. I just don't see it being Arthur Smith at all. I just really don't see that. I think that was a Arthur Blank move. Like you said, he was a hot head coach at hot candidate at the particular time. But same time, man, you gotta let Terry do his job, like Smitty's saying. I'm just going off of you guys' points, man, but because I mean they were spot on. Terry shouldn't be on any hot seat because a lot of decisions I believe that he's not really making. I believe once the ink dried and they had him locked in the position, I think a few things changed up. And you're going to support the brand, you're going to support an opportunity. But I really believe that Terry doesn't have his fingers in the draft picks and his fingers on this team like how normal GM should. And the only way for that to change, you're going to have to get rid of Rich. You're going to have to let Terry do his job. And you're probably going to have to get a coach that Terry actually, supports.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always go back to when they first had that meeting to where they both met each other on the 50-yard line. And it just, to me, man, I just feel like Terry. Yeah, I just feel like Terry was just like, all right, I ain't choose you, but how you doing? I'm Terry Fontenot. It just like I always felt like he was just like, not my first choice, but let's see what we can do.
Right.
And Terry should definitely get more opportunities than Arthur should, even if you bring both of them back next year. If you decide to do that, okay. But the hottest seat in America will be Arthur Smith if that happens, not Terry.
It is right here, man. Boston Girl said it best herself, man. Terry straight up cleaned up the salary cap. It was horrible.
We didn't have anything to work with.
How many contracts did we have in red?
Exactly.
4.
Unbelievable. Right.
That's what I'm saying. We only had a few guys under contract back then, and two of them were Julio Jones with over 30 mil. Julio Jones and Matt Ryan with over 30 mil going between the two of those players.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like he did clean all that up, and
I think it was more than that at one point. I think it was like 50 million at one point for both of those guys.
It was. So that's what I'm saying. It's just the guy has to
drop the link in the chat, man. We're gonna invite y'all to come in, man. Keep it short and sweet. If you guys don't mind, we have several other people that want to come in. So I'm gonna bring in two guests right off the rip. William Avey and our brother DA is in the house. How you guys doing? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
What's going on?
Rich, man. What's going on, man?
You got it. That's good, brother.
Hey, man, I'm asking y'all, what's been going on with the show the last 2 Sundays, man?
The shows the last 2 Sundays.
Oh, man.
Hey, been busy, bro. Been busy.
Yeah, man.
You know what? I'm glad y'all didn't have one after the Tampa game. Because, man, I was burned, Smitty, man.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, Smitty was on a little island getaway or something like that. Something like that Smitty was on around that time.
Okay.
Stop telling my business.
Flips when we beat the coach, man.
Damn. We missed out on one. Go ahead. I'm sorry, my bad.
Go ahead, DA. You good?
Oh, just to touch on what y'all was saying, man. A lot of good topics, man. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I agree. I don't think Fontenot is the problem. Because like y'all talked about, I seriously Fontenot wanted to draft Justin Fields or Trey Lance which probably would have ended up being a bust, but who knows? Would have been on the dome team, on NFC South. Y'all know the division of the mobile quarterback, man. But I'm gonna say this, man. I think if we don't make the playoffs and they bring Arthur Smith back, I think we'll always talk about the state of this team. I think this team gonna be headed towards being sold, man. The reason why, because the last thing Arthur Blank needs in the midst of all this chaos is losing fan attendance when they're finally getting fans back in the building. That's the biggest thing. People are happy about going to the games. This probably been one of the more exciting seasons, despite of how things have gone. Because I've been to a couple games this year. The most exciting season in terms of getting Bijan. And I'm going to say this, a lot of guys don't like to pick with Bijan, but I think Bijan is basically giving us a little bit more than we expected. I remember you guys talked about the last preseason game, how Smith had a question where you think Bijan will go over 1,200 yards. Well, the guys are already about 1,200 yards all purpose. So I think we getting out of Bijan what we expect, But like I said, I'm gonna just say this, guys. Like I really want to make the playoffs, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. And like Chris talked about, we have a solid shot. If you look at the situation this Sunday, a tough Pittsburgh team who still got a lot going on, but they find a ways to beat. going into Seattle, kind of rolling high right now, right? And you look at Minnesota, which will have the tiebreak over us head to head. They got a Green Bay team coming in there looking to play spoiler right now. Green Bay still trying to figure out where they're going for next year. So if you look at the situation, right? If Seattle loses, because the only team that's ahead of us right now is Minnesota. If Seattle loses Sunday, I think we move into the number 7 spot. Why? Because we have a better division record, and they're not playing a division opponent. I think they're 1-4 or 1-5.
I think at that point it goes by conference record. If you have a tie, it goes by conference record.
Gotcha. Well, they may have a better. Well, I think they might be somewhat even. With us playing another NFC team Sunday. So. But like I said, man, for me, I want to see these guys get in the playoff, man. I just want that feeling of January football beyond week 18, man. I mean, it's been so long, guys. It's been 6 years, man, And like I said, man, for me, it's going to be big for me this season. And I'm going to be honest, if they don't make the playoffs, man, we got to get rid of Arthur Smith. I don't understand what the problem is with Arthur Blank. They may have something on this guy. But, man, I just want a playoff game, And it'll be tough because we'll be number 7 going down San Francisco. But I want to play. I want that playoff. When you wake up on playoff weekend that we ain't felt in 6 years, I want to wake up and get my big fight. Even if we playing the 49ers, we're going to be tough. I just want to see that, guys. I'm going to be honest, man. That's what I want to see, man. So
no doubt.
That's my take on that.
Appreciate that, man. DA always bringing that energy, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm still waiting on you, bro. I'm waiting on you.
On that channel.
I'm taking care of that right this. I got to do a little bit more shorts before I get these lives going, man.
Okay.
All right.
I got
you. You're a welcome guest on here, man. Oh, always.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, DA. Happy holidays.
Appreciate
your family, brother.
Will the Thrill. What's good with you, man? You all right?
Will, man. What's going on with you?
Will.
You all right?
Yeah, he been a little bit under the weather, man. So y'all in the chat, man, y'all drop a prayer in the chat, man. He been a little sick, a little under the weather about the last week. So
Speedy Gonzalez.
Go ahead, Will.
I had pneumonia in my lungs. I had to go to the doctor and got it cleared out. But I be back on though. Ain't major, but thank God I'm here. But
for sure.
I mean,
put that oxygen back on, man. Put that oxygen back on. You need it. Put that oxygen back on. I'm like the big brother from here. If I see you do something wrong, I'm gonna say something. Just ask Chris and Alberto. They'll tell you.
You gonna check your ass.
Seriously though, man, we got to win out. We got to take care of our business. I feel like when we play against Chicago, man, we got to run the ball. Got to get Drake London going. Kyle Pitts on them boys. And moving forward, man, I don't think Arthur Smith should stay, man, because he had too many. We supposed to win a lot of games this season, man. And unfortunately, it was a disappointing season. Lost to Tennessee, Commanders, Cardinals, and we lost to Tampa and Carolina. That's unacceptable, man.
Yes, sir.
And I feel like Terry Fontenot go ahead and pick his office coordinator and bring the players gonna fit the player scheme. That's all I gotta say, man. But I love y'all boys. Y'all keep doing y'all
thing.
You
too, man. Appreciate you, man.
Man, get well, man. I'm telling you, as soon as you click that off screen, lay your ass down and go to sleep.
Yeah, man. Get some rest, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm get some rest. I'll be in the background. I'll be watching y'all boys.
Nah, man.
Appreciate
your
you,
ass to sleep.
All right, man.
I'm gonna check on you though. I'm gonna check on you. Okay.
All
right. So we got some more folks in the back here, man. We got oh, where'd he go? Oh, here we go. How about Mike Patton's in the building? I got
man right quick.
Yep, I got you right here.
Not yet, okay.
And Chris.
Yo.
Kill him, Mike. What's up?
What's going on, man?
Hey, nothing, man. How you doing, Mike? Pleasure meeting you, man.
Man, doing great. I was listening in, man. A lot of issues going on when it comes to, what you're going to do with the head coach, things like that. People in Tennessee actually talking about, I live in Nashville, but people in Tennessee talking about bringing Arthur Smith back here as offensive coordinator, which that talk is going around Nashville right now. But yeah, it definitely is going around. But to be honest, you never hire. To me, you don't hire a head coach after you hire, head coach before you hire a general manager. In my opinion, you don't, unless the head coach has been there and then you fire a general manager, like the Tennessee Titans did when they brought in Rand Carthon. But that just to me is a recipe for failure when you do those type of things, and there's going to be a disagreement somewhere somehow of philosophies. And it seems like to me that Terry Fontenot has an upper hand because, of course, he brought in a defense coordinator from the Saints over to the Falcons. So it seems like to me that Terry Fontenot has the upper hand, and that whatever happens with these organizations, or with this organization, I should say, that Terry Fontenot is going to be there. He's going to get another opportunity, while Arthur Smith is going to be on his last legs, particularly if they don't make the playoffs this year. Potentially, I would say this: potentially, he could get fired. I'm not going to say he is going to, but it just depends on who's available, because you can't fire a coach without having somebody already lined up and in place. In my opinion, you can't.
Right.
Yeah.
Much respect.
Sometimes, man, these owners already know who they're gonna hire, man, just in case too. Sometimes.
Well, it looks like the owners are trying to run somebody out of there because they got the police on them.
I'm trying
But it definitely to me, it just Arthur Smith, great offensive coordinator, and I will say this: a lot of the people say his success depended upon Derrick Henry. Well, I can say it was part of it was Derrick Henry, but a lot of it was something. No. Well, I would say AJ Brown too, but a lot of it was the one thing that nobody talks about that he did in Tennessee. He created mismatches a lot, and by that I mean he had Jonnu Smith. He could create mismatches with him. He had Arthur Smith. Of course, he created mismatches with him. And the thing that was crazy about Arthur Smith, AJ Brown, I'm sorry. But the thing with AJ Brown that he did is, I'm going to give you an example. They were playing against, ironically, the Chicago Bears in this game. They had AJ Brown lined up in the slot. Lined up outside. They motioned the wide receiver outside of AJ Brown. They put him in the slot, put Buster Skrine over him, which is a mismatch right there. Basically ran a fly pattern out the slot, and AJ Brown was open right over the shoulder. Tannehill dropped it right in the bucket, touchdown. So those type of things that he did in Tennessee, I think, are what is missing in Atlanta. He's not necessarily correct.
I'm glad you said that because I still haven't understood why he had to file mismatches for Kyle Pitts. Why?
He's struggling in that department here.
I give you the reason why I think he doesn't do it. He doesn't trust his quarterback to get the ball to them. Neither one of them.
He assigned up his quarterback, so it's his fault.
Yeah, he picked the quarterback now with no competition.
That's what I was going to say. But that is still on him to find those mismatches, figure out what your quarterbacks can and can't do with the short routes, things like that, and then go from there. That's the issue. If you're not gonna throw deep, I think you need to hit those intermediate routes because for those that don't know, the best route he ever came up with for the Tennessee Titans was the short slant that he ran with AJ Brown. AJ Brown was killing people on that one route the entire time he was in Tennessee, and he has big body wide receivers to do that in Atlanta, but doesn't do it. I don't understand that part.
There's multiple bodies.
Could be because of the QB situation we got going on in Atlanta, as you just alluded
to. Which is why I say we need a veteran next year. So
But joining us as well is Wolf. Wolf, what's going on, man?
Yes, sir.
Right.
That's it. So we can start to hear you now.
Can you hear us?
My bad. I'm in the trenches. My bad. Shout out to the liquor store. Shout out to the liquor store.
Hey, shout out to the.
You heard? I ain't worried about no Arthur Smith. I ain't worried about none of that. We real out here. We outside with it. You're every day, all day, every day. That start with a wild.
Hey! Can I get some Crown Apple? I'm just saying.
Hey, bro, Smith. I'm about to hit. Look, the liquor store right there. I got leftover coquito. And then I'm going to the store right there. That's how I do it. I don't care nothing about nothing, man. God bless everybody, man. Salute to everybody, man. God bless, man. Let's stop talking about stress. Let's stop talking about it, man. Everybody enjoy their families. Everybody be blessed up. Don't worry about what's going on with the Falcons. They gonna do what they gotta do. That's all I wanted to come say, man. You know what I'm saying? They suck. That's how they bitch up. They lost the mayonnaise. They lost the mayonnaise. They lost the piccolo, and they lost the Mighty Mouse. That was the season right there. Those 3 games was the season right there. You could people can come up with the what you call that, the what if, like the Marvel what if, but that shit ain't real, man. Let's get outside. Let's move around a little bit. Let's do some push-ups. Let's do some pull-ups. You know what I'm saying? Let's get outside a little bit, man. Then let's start, you know what I'm saying? Let's start enjoying life. Don't worry about it. The Super Bowl going to be on a delay right now, but we going to get there when we get there. Don't even worry about it, man. It's your boy Wolf. God bless everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the chat, you know how I get. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Yo, salute, man. And if you ain't getting no coquito this year, make sure you get the coquito. You know what I'm saying? And get right, man. And listen, don't tell the police. Don't tell the police, but I'm drinking and driving right now. That's how I do. You know what I'm saying? I let your motherfucker boy.
I thought I heard behind you though.
Listen, when I say I'm outside in the trenches, I'm outside in the trenches, boy, by myself. That's how I do, boy. But anyway, listen, I'm about to go to this smoke shop right here, get some smoke. Chill, have a great night, everybody. Yo, happy New Year's to everybody. Don't even worry about it. We're gonna bring this Super Bowl. We're gonna bring the Super Bowl eventually. I don't know when it's gonna be, but we're gonna bring it eventually. Eventually, we're gonna bring it.
It'll be when they decide to bring the Super Bowl back there for the Falcons to host it, man. It ain't gonna be when the Falcons win.
Look, the content just started. Look,
I couldn't help it, man. The
content just started, man. Everybody who shoot content, it just started. The Game of Thrones for the Atlanta Falcons just started. Trust me, man. And the person that scouted Desmond Ridder was Arthur Blank's son. Go do your homework. Arthur Blank's son scouted Desmond Ridder. You heard? Wow. He was at the Notre Dame game, and he was at the Alabama game. For people that want to do their research, you heard? Because people just be talking. No, he was at the game. Scouting Desmond Ridder. Had nothing to do with it. He's got some Jerry Jones vibes going on. That's a fact. You already know what it is. And I'm gonna leave everybody with that
franchise with Tony Russell.
I love it. Appreciate, man.
Hey, man, love y'all, man. Appreciate you, bro. Later, man. Salute everybody, boy.
All right, fam.
Hey, Smitty.
Crazy.
Smitty. Can we play the Blackest Hot after that one? Can we play the Blackest Hot after that one?
Yes, sir. Oh man. Before we go any further, man, we got a raid going on right now. The Dixon
Way
raid, man. Say that 3 times fast, but the Dixon Way raid. The upper content created, man. Anytime you guys want to not hear the broadcasters, turn them down, turn the Dixon Way all the way up. Larry and Sean do an excellent job on game days, game everything, man. They're just it, man. Love them, man. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, and I gotta give a shout out to give a shout out to Breeze 1500, man. He follows me on TikTok, and he's been following me for a long time. So he finally found me on TikTok, and man, shout out to Breeze 15, man. Keep doing your thing, my brother.
Shout out to the Dixon Way too, man. I believe they had got over 2,000 subs and stuff like that too, man.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Shout out to the Way.
Keep it going.
Shout out to the Way.
But we got our boy Slim.
Tony, what's happening, fellas?
What's up, y'all?
Everything is wonderful.
Happy holidays to you guys. Out here talking Falcons. Y'all know how it is.
Hey, that's what we do.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Who's going first?
Oh, go ahead, bro. What was yours?
Shoot, man. Who?
Oh, all right. So 2 quick things. I think the Falcons' best chance to get into the playoffs is through the NFC South. But if you're looking at the reality, it's going to be hard for the Falcons to get that wild card spot because the Falcons going to need the Rams and the Seahawks to drop 2 games. And that means they got to lose the last 2, and they can't afford Minnesota to win one of those out of the last 2. So the Minnesota got to go 1-1. It's going to be hard for that to happen. And if if the Rams and the Seahawks win next week, the Falcons are automatically eliminated from the wild card spot, regardless of how they play in Sunday game. If Tampa Bay wins against the Saints Sunday, Tampa Bay would technically lock up the NFC South. So the reality is the Falcons' best option is to just try to win these last 2 games and let everything fall where it falls, because you talking about getting a wild card spot, you need a lot to happen for that. But when it
They
goes,
need Jesus and holy water as well, man. Just add that in too.
Scenarios are crazy right now. Seriously,
yeah, the scenario. And the biggest issue was when the Falcons lost to Tampa Bay that one time. Not the Carolina game. The Carolina game could have helped us a lot, but when they lost to Tampa Bay, that really put us in the bind. It really put us in a bind. But with the Arthur Smith, when they were saying about Arthur Smith is going to be safe, man, I was over here screaming at the phone. Because here's the thing. This is how always going to go. This is how it's always going to go. When your team is going downhill, Arthur Smith is not going to be a fool and say, hey, it's all of our fault. No, he's going to try to start cutting the fat off from the farthest end. And that means the quarterback got to get in front of this. Because if you have success without that quarterback, then Arthur Smith is going to go back to Arthur Blank and say, you see, this is because I didn't have a quarterback. And Arthur Blank is a conservative owner. He's not no liberal where he's going to blow up the team. It's not going to happen like that. So he's going to try to keep as many pieces as he can. So me personally, I think Arthur Smith should get fired, but the odds of that happening, I don't see it happening, especially if Tyler Heineke plays good, or even if the Falcons lose, they play decent enough, because it shows that it was the quarterback that was the biggest issue, not the play calling.
It's good, everybody.
What's going on, Chris?
What's good, family?
All right.
Hey, what we need to do?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. I was gonna have Tony say, because he's been sitting there waiting patiently, man. So we definitely want to hear what Tony got to say, man.
So hey, what we need to do to win more games is fire our head coach, get us a new one, and then from there we need to start Bijan and Tyler Heineke more than Ritter, because like that dude said, the man's son did scout Ritter, but now we need him as a backup. But put Tyler Heineke as a starter because he's a better quarterback and he knows like the better defense. And like he knows which better place to run.
Yeah, I'll say this, man. I look at Desmond Ritter as damaged goods, man. Point blank, man. You've already been benched twice, man. So psychologically, where are you right now in your mind space? It's not like you're gonna get ready to be a quarterback on any other team anytime soon. Your only chance probably here in Atlanta, as long as Arthur Smith is the coach. But if he's gone, Desmond probably goes right along with him, and that's probably the last that we see of Desmond. Taylor Heineke will assume the backup role only because of his contract, and probably will still be the best quarterback out in the market next year if something weird was to happen. So, yeah.
Hey, can I throw in there that
hey, we know you got to run, Mike. We know you got to run.
Yeah.
Go and get your last word in right quick.
Oh, I was going to throw in there that Ritter actually was already a dented can when he got into the NFL. To be honest, he was kind of limited in things he could do. Not trying to down the man, but he was limited in what he could do already.
Sure.
And it just isn't a system that fits him in terms of Atlanta and what they want to do in terms of stretching the field. Right. If it's a team that wants to stretch it horizontally, yeah, Ritter's your guy, but he's limited in the things he can do. That's why I said he was a dented can. When you said he's damaged good, he was already a dented can when he entered the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I said if he was in a more wide open offense, he would be much better.
Not more wide open. Not more wide open. I would say more of a timing offense. If it was more of a timing offense, that would be where he would fit.
Man, so it would be
I love our viewers, man.
Next year.
I love you guys, man. You guys bring the truth, man. But Chris,
he might be.
That'll be tough, right?
Ritter is not good. Here's the thing: people keep acting like being a backup is a bad thing. Them folks still get paid good money.
I would not take a backup job right now. I'll
Yeah,
take
because
third string job.
Desmond Ritter's gonna probably be another Geno Smith. He's gonna probably be a journeyman until he get his chance. Because the reality was he should have never been a starter. A third rounder don't get that luxury to just jump up and be a starter. You get that spot when your starter is hurt, and then you got to come in and have instant success. There's nowhere in NFL history where a third rounder just jumped in the gate and you jumped out the window off the Smith and said he's the guy. You don't do that.
Well,
That's just because you're putting quarterbacks can make a team. Like people gotta understand the importance of a quarterback. And if you jump out the window saying a third rounder is your guy, that means you got to shoot a bullseye immediately.
I would say that isn't exactly all the way correct. That's somewhat correct, but that isn't all the way correct.
Name me one time in history that ever happened.
Okay, I'm just telling you in terms of that's not always correct in terms of NFL history. In terms of NFL history, of course, Joe Montana wasn't a first round pick. They threw him in there. Then you also can go to a Tom Brady. He got thrown in there. Quarterback did get hurt, but he threw in there and he took over the job. Also in Tennessee this year, they drafted Will Levis. He's going to be the future. He was already known he was going to be the future when he got drafted. So there is cases. I'm not saying it's all the time cases, but there is some cases there in terms of that. Ritter, would I say Ritter was ready to be a starter? No. Ritter still had some things to learn, and then plus also the system just didn't fit what he does. But but there are some cases.
But here's the thing about those three.
Dak Prescott.
But here's the thing about those three things. Tom Brady, he got in there because what was his name? What's his name?
Drew Bledsoe.
Got hurt. Yeah, Bledsoe got hurt. And Tom Brady, he lost to the Lions, but he showed signs of he's good. And then Will Levis, two quarterbacks got hurt for him to even see the field. And then Joe Montana, he didn't just get thrown into the who did you say?
Said Joe Montana. I said Joe
Montana. He didn't just get thrown into the starting position, even though he was drafted late. He didn't just get thrown into the starting position. Yeah, he had to earn that. Yeah, he got hurt. That's how it's supposed to be in the NFL. Arthur Smith jumped out the window at the beginning of the season and said, Desmond Ridder is the guy. They did articles about that. There's nowhere in NFL history where now people use Russell Wilson as an example, but the thing is, what's his name? The dude took them to the playoffs. Yeah, Matt Henry. He took them to the playoffs that year before Russell. Yeah, Hasselbeck. He took them to the playoffs the previous year, and he still got replaced because Russell Wilson came in there and had instant success.
I would tell you also it was Matt Flynn that he actually replaced, not Matt Hasselbeck. It was Matt Flynn. They paid Matt Flynn from Green Bay. Because Green Bay was backup, and then they brought him over.
Yeah, remember Rodgers got hurt.
He robbed Green Bay, man.
Yeah, he did. No, he robbed Seattle for real, man. He definitely robbed Seattle for real.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
But hey, I will tell you, when you said about Tennessee, I actually covered the AFC South, and I've covered very many Tennessee Titans games. Actually, been at their practices as well, and I can tell you, he eventually was going to play this year.
Yeah,
it was already set up that way. It was already
he got the arm. But that's good that you have him sitting. That's what they should have did with Desmond Ridder. At least have him sitting. But
the thing is, Ridder did actually sit his rookie year behind Marcus Mariota until Marcus Mariota decided he wanted to throw a 360 Hail Mary down the field. That's when.
What can you honestly learn from Marcus Mariota? There's nothing you learn from that.
But here's the difference Here's the difference between about Marcus Mariota and the Will Levis situation. The Will Levis situation was their quarterbacks got hurt and they had to throw him in there. Marcus Mariota, he may have got hurt, but the thing is, they was already planning on preloading Desmond Ridder right then and there anyway. They wasn't, because here's the thing, they wasn't trying to pay no quarterback right now. They wasn't going to, so they was going to bite that bullet and get Desmond Ridder, and they was hoping it worked because then you got a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract, and you can make other moves on defense and everything else, and it just didn't work out. But if you was going to do that, you should have did that with a first rounder or something like that. They should have got Justin Fields when he was available, but that's in the past.
Well, let me throw something else back at you. You did mention that he stepped into the spot when he got hurt. Actually, what happened was they actually were going to go. They actually was Tannehill, and then it was a competition between him and Malik Willis actually. So, but I would say this. For as much as everyone wants to dog Malik Willis, I will tell you this: being a person that I've been around the organization and looking and paying attention. Will Levis got way more support and opportunities than Malik Willis ever did to be the quarterback for the Titans.
I can believe
I literally saw it and watched it. So, I love it when everyone, kind of laughs about Malik and things like that, but Malik is still good people. I still see him every time I go to a game and talk to him. So to me, he got more Levis. And I'm not saying, hey, it is what it is, and it's your organization, you do what you want to do with it. But he definitely got more of a opportunity Levis did, and then also you did say that that Ritter lost to the Titans. The nickname I came up with Will Levis is the Mayo Messiah, since he likes mayo in his coffee. That's what I kind of call him.
Man, that's some weirdo shit, bro.
That's some messed up stuff, man. But hey, I got to get out, man. But it's been a pleasure talking to everybody.
Coming through,
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Tony, man, what you got, Tony? Come on, man.
What you
Wake your ass up, Tony.
You been chilling, man. Talk to us.
Hey, man. Hey, it's all. Hey, patience is a virtue, baby.
Hey, let's go. Okay.
Hey, so I just want to address just one or two things. As far as the head coaching thing goes, unless you got a replacement in line, then Arthur Smith stays. All this replace them. Unless you got someone in line to take the job that's qualified, improving, then Arthur Smith stays. It just is what it is. So Mike Tomlin, he's not leaving Pittsburgh. We can fantasize all we want to. They're gonna extend him. Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator from the Lions. I don't want him. I don't want a rookie head coach.
$10 million a year.
Wait. Hold on. Tony, why don't you want Tony? Hold on. Why don't you want Ben Johnson? Can you give us a reason as to why?
So this is the thing, right? This is the thing, right? We're in year 3 of a rebuild. I don't want to. You want to get a rookie head coach? It's almost like you're starting over again. It's almost like you're starting over. Yeah. I mean, you're replacing the head man. You know what I'm saying? You're replacing the foundation of the team, basically. And I feel like it's a step backwards. So unless you got a proven coach, all right, maybe if Jason Garrett want to come out from behind the booth and be a coach, okay, I would entertain that. I don't know. He's really the only one I can think of. I mean, but if I wouldn't replace Arthur Smith with a rookie coach. It don't make sense to me. Another thing I want to say, the NFL is 3 preseason games. So all this talk about, well, it won a quarterback competition. It was a competition in training camp. The only thing is really just didn't play in the preseason. They competed, but they've already made up in their mind, okay, well, Ritter's going to be the starter. First of all, we tried to get Deshaun Watson. The shit didn't work.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody talks about that. We tried to get him, and it didn't work. And we would have got Lamar if the number was just way too high.
But they was never gonna. The Ravens was never gonna let him walk. Here's the thing with the Lamar Jackson thing. The Ravens was just trying to get Lamar Jackson to come down to earth. That was it. And here's the thing. Here's what a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to those. When they put Lamar Jackson up for trade, the Ravens still have the right to match that contract. So even if the Falcons made him a good contract or a good offer, put the offer sheet in, if the Ravens say we'll match it, he goes back to the Ravens regardless of the fact. So we was never going to get Lamar Jackson. That's why teams didn't want to even put an offer in.
And I do believe that's the major reason why we did not do it, because they did have that clause and they were somewhere at like 32 mil. We go slap that 32 mil. They match it. Then what? He goes right back to the Ravens.
So we didn't get Deshaun because
even though Arthur Smith is reported that he wanted to exercise that option, I just think it's exactly what Slim just said, because that was clearly out there. You put it out there for him, we can match it.
Yeah, it was never a plan to let Ritter, start, because, you look at there's a lot of quarterbacks who win first round picks that's successful. Typically, the top 10 picks, if they're a quarterback, typically you hit on those picks if they're a quarterback. Typically, you very rarely see a top 10 quarterback get drafted and they end up being trash. You know what I'm saying?
You got a 50% chance.
Yeah, you got a few of them out there. Jamarcus Russell, you got Ryan Leaf. You got a couple guys out there. Yeah, you got a few of them out there, but most of them that get drafted in the top 10, they hit. We haven't had the opportunity to draft. We could have got Justin Fields. To me, Justin Fields is a crapshoot. And even in the offseason, like, you got to draft a quarterback. What are you going to do? If we get to the playoffs, we probably pick, around 19 or something like that. Now you got to pull off a Julio Jones trade just to get up in the top 5 to get a quarterback. That's the only way you're going to get one. Me personally, if I was Atlanta, I would try to go after Penix or that's what I would try to go after, because you're not going to get May, you're not going to get Williams, and you're not going to get JT Daniels. You're not going to get none of those guys. You just ain't going to get them. So that's what I would do, man. And I mean, and the last thing is, man, just Atlanta played well. I went to the game, man. It was a light game, and I mean the bowl was empty, but they played well. And they responded, man. Jeff Okudah, he out of here, man. He got burnt by downs on third down. They pulled his ass out of the game. They put Phillips in for the rest of the game. Okudah didn't come back in the game not one time.
To be honest, Phillips took this about 3 weeks ago.
They'd make
say that. Fact.
Yep. This is the only thing that you can appreciate going forward. If we do or we don't make the playoffs, you get a chance to see what talent is left on this roster to build on to next year. Just mentioned Clark Lewis III. He's come in and he's balled. DeMarco Hellams, goddammit, is getting snaps at safety, taking a lot away from Richie Grant. I think Richie Grant played a low, 7 snaps a couple weeks ago. We're seeing the maturity of these guys defensively, which is going to make certain decisions to come next offseason or within the next couple weeks, next offseason, that much easier to make decisions on. So Jeff Okudah could be a guy that might be out. Unfortunately, Richie Grant might be another guy that's out because Hellams has proven that he can hold some more water in this defense, man. So that's the only good thing I like to see is the future. What piece defensively, because that defensively we've been aching for a lot of years, and Ryan Nielsen has turned this defense 180 around. We don't have a pure pass rusher, but goddamn top 10 in defense without a legit double-digit sack guy. We have 36 on the year thus far. So little victories like that is what riles me up for next up and coming off season. Terry, I'm sorry, Tony, you mentioned something good. Ben Johnson and stuff like that. I'm with you, man. I don't like the Ben Johnsons of the world. I don't like these flashy offensive coordinators that this world is offering right now. It's all buyer beware. I've said it so many times. A vet head coach is what this Falcons needs. I don't think that this Falcons team is that far off from making a complete 180 turn and really being what we all expected the Falcons to be this year in the next coming years, man. So we're just really a few pieces away and a quarterback away from writing this ship the right way. I've already thrown my name out there as far as a head coach that I want, but I'm not going to bore you guys because it is a boring name. But it's a justified name. The guy he has a track record. But hey, Kev, if you're ready to say something, the floor is yours, brother. What's going on, man?
Y'all hear me?
We get you.
Y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
I just want to say Merry Christmas.
Hey, hold on. You say your name not written, so that means we not getting that second round pick.
Come on, man. We need that second round. I'm preaching about that second round of all season.
I'm hoping that second round, that brings Justin Fields to the team, man. But I just wanted to say, it's short, man. That I feel like, honestly, after what happened with Lamar, like they knew, felt like the plan was maybe to try to get Lamar, They knew that wasn't gonna happen. And I kind of feel like they just threw Ritter out there, man, as a placeholder this year. I felt like, they looked at the roster and said we should be good enough. We will flirt around like the record we are now. And I think they looked at Daniels, they looked at Penix and the guys coming out, and kind of said that we can hold tight. We can hold tight. Maybe we trade up. But I can't lie to myself, man. This Justin Fields thing, it's interesting, man, because you keep that first round pick, and if you want to go get Verse, if you want to go get Dallas Turner, like get that edge. And I know y'all don't want to hear this, even if you want to go get Malik Neighbors, because you need that separator. You need that separator receiver.
Tony looking at you the wrong way. Tony.
Tony don't fill out.
Hey,
wait a minute.
No more. Listen. One thing I would tell you, bro, is one thing I give this team for. If you think about it, last year's draft, Terry Fontenot, those guys hit. You see, y'all boys see Zach Harrison? You see what that boy doing now?
8 tackles, 3 sacks, 3 quarterback hits in the last few games. I'm loving what I'm seeing from the young fella.
And he was lined up behind Campbell. And now he's getting his starting spot.
You don't got to introduce me to my Buckeyes, man.
You didn't hit on. We didn't hit on both of those. Hey man, look, we didn't hit on multiple late round draft picks on defense. You can get a receiver anywhere. We have to draft the quarterback. I don't want to draft. The only way we don't draft a quarterback is if we get Fields, and if we ain't getting Fields, then we get Verse. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's I'm with you. I said if we get Fields, then we go get Neighbors.
I threw another curveball in, man. Alberto talked about this. You gotta be surprised if they go after Marvin Harrison Jr.
I was just about to say, Marvin Harrison.
I don't want to see
a wide receiver in the first.
Another wide receiver in the first.
Sorry, guys.
Marvin Harrison Jr. though.
Hey, what is? Think about it.
So that means the dream scenario would be bringing in a veteran quarterback, drafting Marvin Harrison, and then
that means they gotta get a veteran quarterback
with a strong defense.
That means you gotta get Justin Fields.
Yeah, you gonna have to. You got to trade.
You gotta get Justin Fields,
a veteran quarterback.
And these are all hypotheticals. This doesn't mean that we're the ones up here saying, "Hey, this is going to happen." God damn it!
Right?
No,
we just talking.
It's just hypothetical. We just talking.
I want to say one more thing.
And
Hey,
go ahead, Kevin, go ahead.
This is a what if.
I want to say one more thing. Don't be surprised if Fields has a decent game and he throws that late game interception to Jesse Bates and takes off that helmet and winks at Arthur's hand. Remember that I got it. If you just take off that helmet and say,
like, come get me now.
Come get. Look, there you go.
That's what I've been saying. He probably gonna say that Sunday. Come get me.
Hey, come get me.
Yep.
Especially if there's any more malfunction.
Deshaun Watson did it.
Deshaun
Watson said
it. And I want to be honest though, man. I don't think that Tampa loses, but I think I think Seattle may lose, and we might sneak in there, man.
Come on, man.
I think we would need Seattle to lose both games. So.
Yeah, I think
Seattle to lose both. We need Seattle and LA Rams to lose both games for the Falcons to sneak in there.
The Saints.
If Seattle and the LA win Sunday, and the Bucks win Sunday, it doesn't matter what the Falcons do; they automatically eliminate. So my thing is this: the Falcons don't even need to be worried about going to the playoffs. They just need to be trying to figure out what is the issue on the team. Is it the quarterback? Is it the play calling? Because regardless of the fact, you better off shooting the gonads off of a net if you're talking about going to the playoffs. Because with Murphy's law, if you talk about you want to go to the playoffs, you ain't gonna go to the playoffs. So I think the Falcons don't even need to have that in their mindset of going to the playoffs. Because at the stadium, what they was doing was they was telling people we might be, when we was in first place, they was trying to get people prepared to go to the playoffs. Then we end up losing 2 games.
It's all of the above, man. And if Art is retained,
He can forget them play calling. He can forget them play calling duties.
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely.
what I think
He
needs to
can
happen.
let that
I
go.
think needs to happen. I think if Arthur Smith stays, he got to give up play calling, and I
Yeah,
think
that's
Dave
gone. He
Ragone
let that
needs to be
go.
gone.
I want Dave Ragoon.
I
He
think
got to
he. I
go too,
think
because I can order my
Dave.
own DoorDash. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all might
I
not
mean,
like this, but I want Cliff Kingsbury running my offense. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it. I'm sticking
Hey
to
Tony,
it.
I mean,
Tony,
why
I
we
said
wouldn't
that.
like that?
I've been saying that, Tony. They laughing, but
I
I've
mean,
been saying
he's
I wouldn't be mad
he
at
can
it.
call plays. That's one thing.
Like
I
that.
mean,
I would love for Raheem Morris to come back because the team really enjoyed Raheem Morris. But I think Dave Ragone need to have a Chinese name, one gone,
well,
because he
Dave
One
Ragoon
gone.
might
got
be
it.
he might be
One
Eric
Right.
gone.
Pace in disguise, man.
Yep,
Oh,
that's
wait, hold on.
He might
Before
be
we
Eric
go any
Pace in
further,
disguise, man.
hold on.
yes,
Before we
sir.
go any further, we're in the presence of greatness as our Uncle Steve is joined us.
My favorite
Big
uncle
Aunt.
in the world.
But I want to hear what Uncle Steve has to say. Uncle, you there?
hey, Aunt sitting in the back of the parking lot in that mail truck, 4 flat tires. So I
Hey,
know he got something to say.
Shit.
hey, boy, I seen
Leave
Unc on
Uncle
a
St.
big
Nick
screen in the
alone,
stadium.
man. Would you
I
guys stop?
seen
Yeah, man. Unc was doing his thing at the game
Unc,
Sunday,
Unc
man.
pretty
I
I
seen him.
seen him on the
soon is going to be
jumbotron going
charging
in.
for features. Unc's on that upper echelon now. That's Big Low Country. I said it,
Yeah,
Big Low.
Bit low was going in too, man. It was
Both of
good to
y'all
see
are
both
gonna start.
fellas at the game.
They're gonna start charging us, Smitty. They're gonna start charging us some features, man. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna happen.
First of all, if I'm going to be on this show, I'd rather not hear the Big Low name since he stole all of my camera time that I had this
I
weekend.
did see
I
that.
had an opportunity to get camera
Oh
time,
man.
and they showed Big Low on TV. I'm like, come on, man, come on, fella, and hey, everybody out there, Chris, Stella, Tony, Chris, what's going on? How y'all doing, man? Good to see all y'all. Y'all ever been driving like when y'all listening to one of our shows, Smitty or Big Low or whoever it is,
all the
and
time.
you hear something that just sticks in your craw and you got to pull over? And so that's what I did, and I pulled over. And I don't
Yeah,
know which
pull
one of
over.
y'all were talking about it, and I'm gonna get back to Atlanta in a second. Y'all, the Seattle thing, y'all were saying it totally wrong. The year before Seattle uh, did the Matt Flynn signing and then Russell actually started. Remember the great Tavares Jackson?
Oh, rest in
That's who
peace.
was
Yes.
that's
Rest in
who was
peace.
Hey man, rest
quarterbacking.
y'all about to say rest
That's
his
who was
soul too.
Rest
quarterback
in
in
peace.
Seattle, not Matt Hasselbeck. Matt Hasselbeck was already gone when he did that. And the only reason I know that I kept up with Seattle because I was stationed there in the Army, and then
Okay.
Russell Wilson actually started, even though they paid Matt Flynn that at that time astronomical amount. I just wanted to
Yeah.
get that out because that just
Rob,
killed me.
There you go.
Shame on you, Slim. Atlanta plays to win. You do not sit back and worry about next year. Until we are eliminated, you
Yes,
keep
Slim.
going. You keep rooting for your team to go to the playoffs. I hear you, brother. I want Mr. Smith out of the building as quickly as you do. But you
Yeah.
never root for your team to not make the playoffs. I'm
No,
sorry. I don't.
I'm saying they should play to win, but they shouldn't be worrying about going to the playoffs because
No, you worry about it until they tell you don't, brother. Those guys on the team, man, bruh, that's a lot of pride on that team. You think people like Calais Campbell, Jesse Bates, and folks that are going to a team to not try to make the playoffs? I hear what you're saying completely, and all kidding aside, I get what you mean. But these guys are going to play to win, even if the chances are slim. So you always have to have that mentality to try to win. Now, Smitty and my brother Tony, and what's up, Tony? Y'all got to stop sipping on that bourbon with Cliff Kingsbury, because unless you bringing Patrick Mahomes with him, I don't want no parts. Did y'all see how he got escorted? Did y'all see how he got escorted out of the league with Kyler Murray on his side? Come on, man.
Hey,
Come on,
hey,
bro.
hey,
Y'all
hey,
got to
hey,
stop.
That
Y'all,
way.
hey,
Hey, I'm
look,
just saying, man. You know, you gotta
the
learn from
kids,
your mistakes out here in this world.
I know, as the kids say, stop the cap. Y'all gotta,
hey,
You gotta stop the cap.
hey, we marched Dan Quinn.
Damn,
We
Unc.
marched Dan Quinn out of here, and look what he doing in Dallas.
right.
But
I mean,
that
look.
fits him better. That fits him better. In all defense,
It's a better fit
he's a
though.
better
So this is
he's a
the
better
same
coordinator
scenario.
than
The
he's a
same
better
thing.
coordinator than he is a
I
head
think the
coach,
weapon
man.
that the Falcons have. I think the weapon that the Falcons have. would fit a Cliff Kingsbury offense. And like I said, they drafted all three of these guys the last 3 years. They can play in any offense that they are given. They just have to learn the scheme.
So y'all would be willing to bring a coach that really did not capitalize on the talent that he had on his team and
No, as the
unceremoniously
offensive
move him?
coordinator, not as the head coach.
No, I don't want to hear it. If your team is unsuccessful, whose fault is it?
Everybody.
But they got to
Everybody.
nah,
And
but
if
it don't.
it's
But
everybody's
it,
fault, who's in charge of everybody?
The coach.
you talking about the head coach or the
The
GM?
head
The
coach.
GM.
We got to
But here's
stop
the
that.
thing, though.
We got to
Cause
stop.
you know how it's gonna work is they're gonna have to trim the fat off first, cause they got to figure out what's the issue. They're gonna have to say, cause I'm pretty sure Arthur Smith is not gonna run in there and be like, "Hey, it's my fault." No, he's gonna be like, "I didn't have a quarterback." Regardless, now I agree, it's his fault that he did this, but Arthur Blank
Right.
is a conservative owner. He's not gonna be like, "I'm gonna start over new." No, he's 88 years old. He's gonna be like, I'll take small cuts instead of one big slash. And that's
Okay.
just the reality of how it's going to happen. We
I
got to
want
accept the fact that the chances of Arthur Smith staying here is greater than the chances of him leaving.
it
No,
is
he needs to leave.
December 26th, around 9:41 right now, Slim. 2 weeks from now, if we are eliminated from playoff contention, as I'm unfortunately thinking we will be, I want you to return with that same enthusiasm you had about thinking Arthur Smith is going to be here. And then I got some beach property in Idaho that I want to sell you as well, since you believe in fairy tales. Because Arthur Smith is not going to be here if he is not going to be here if he loses. Look, and I'm going to tell you this. Arthur Smith did not commit. He didn't commit. If you think about the little thing he did on Georgia Public Broadcasting, he didn't commit.
Yeah.
He told him, he said, well, we're going to play it out and see how it goes. Bro, that's the kiss of death. Because what
That's
would have
owner
been the
talk.
real thing to say is, nah, we're going to stick with it with Arthur. We're gonna stick with it and you know, do all
No,
of
but
this.
I think that's called being an owner. Owners always answer open ended. He ain't gonna say he's not gonna say we're gonna stick with Arthur Smith, because what if he get embarrassed these last 3 games? They gonna want Arthur Blake out of there. They gonna want he don't want to cause
Yeah,
that.
Arthur
He
Smith.
don't want to cause that stink. Because remember, when Arthur Smith he every time he had to change his owners, he ended up putting his foot in his mouth, because with the Mike Smith thing, they found out Mike Smith found out that he hired the coaching assist I mean the hiring coach team before he was even considered out of here. And then with Dan Quinn, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want Arthur Blank is very conservative. He's thinking about every move he makes. So I don't think he's gonna just jump the gun and say, we're gonna stick with him. He gonna probably say the smartest thing to say is, let's just ride it out and see where it goes. I just think he don't want to be embarrassed these last 3 games, because I'm pretty sure they talk about the odds of whether they're gonna make the playoffs or not. Because to tell him in these last 3 games, knowing that the Falcons don't control their destiny, that means Arthur Smith, if these teams win, you out of here. I think it's more of don't embarrass us these last 3 games, and then we'll say it was more on the quarterback than you. That's what I kind of think.
You know, that was eloquently put together. There's a tear actually rolling down my eye as I listen to that soliloquy that you so
Man.
fondly brought up. And I'm just sitting here to tell you, all the great speeches aside, Arthur Smith will not be in this building in Flowery Branch. Matter of fact, there will be a Peach Movers pulling up the Flowery Branch
Not the
the
peach
day
movie.
after that Sunday from New Orleans, ready to get Arthur Smith extradited from that building if
Them
he
boys are
happens
gonna
to
hit the
lose that
college hump.
game. So
Go
I, I hear
Flooded.
you. I just don't see it, Slim. I just don't see it. And one point before we let this other character right next to me come on. One point when you were talking about going in and explaining the quarterback deal to Arthur Blank. Dude, he had to sell Arthur Blank on those magic beans. This summer, He had to sit in the office with Arthur Blank, and Arthur Blank was like, "You sure you don't want me to go medal up there with Lamar? You sure you don't want me to medal with Kyler Murray? You sure you don't want me to medal it?" And Arthur Smith, with that same smugness, went up and said, no, boss, I got it. Desmond gonna be the one, boss. He gonna get it. Boss, he gonna be the one. I'm trying to tell you. And he said, okay, Arthur, but you attached to this. And Terry in the background doing this the whole time.
When we put all the money in the defense, Uncle Steve, all the money went to the defense.
No. Look, do you win? Okay, perfect example. We put the money in the defense, right?
Right.
Everybody, right?
All the money.
Is the defense top 10, everybody, right?
Sure is.
Right.
Top 9.
Right?
Rolling.
Right.
What's our record?
Yeah, because here's the thing.
Hold on. We doing none and yes and no. What's the record? What's the record? 7 and 8, right? 7 and 8. We're a losing team, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right now.
Would you agree that Tyler Heineke came out there? Me and Mr. Lowe were out there with a couple of y'all as well.
Yep.
Watching a just average quarterback game manage his way to 29 points on this team.
But that's the point Arthur Smith is gonna make. You see how the playbook's supposed to look.
No, because if that's the case, you know what I'd do if I was Arthur? Arthur would say, well, how come you didn't have him in there from the jump?
From the beginning. From the began.
Hello.
You know why? Because here's the thing. With Desmond Ritter is Heineke already knew he was coming in to be a backup. Desmond Ritter, now granted, I think they should have never put him as the starter. But the thing is, if you hit on Desmond Ritter, you have a young quarterback and you have him on a rookie contract. And he only getting paid $5 million. So you win both ways. But the problem is, it's more improbable that would happen than it would actually work out. So I think Arthur Smith, he ain't no fool now. And nobody likes to get fired. Somebody got to get in front of that bus. Somebody going to have to take that hit. And I don't think Arthur Blank is going to say, well, all of y'all get in front of this bus and we going to start over.
Smitty, before you let Low talk, on Slim screen, is there a property of Arthur Blank thing? A little watermark behind it? Because he talked like he was on the cup, like he's getting paid for checks to talk about
Hey, Slim might be sitting up there in the suite. I don't know.
Never know, man.
Look, I got Arthur Blank on the phone now. I got
hey, man. Lord. Hey.
And I got Arthur Smith on this phone.
I got Arthur Smith on that phone.
I agree with that. You had to let
Call Arthur Smith. I got something to say to him.
I think at the end of the day, it's like we look at all these different variables. We look at all these different quarterbacks that have played.
You trying to be funny?
I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just saying. You look at all these different quarterbacks that have played, and they tried to make it work, and it didn't work. And at the end of the day, I think you just got to go Jesse Powell. Berto, please back me up. Arthur is huge. At the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day,
who you gonna pay?
I can't even look at him right now.
Augustine, I think that was a shot at you.
It was.
Yeah, definitely was. I seen it happen.
That boy hit that note.
But let me just say this. I think Arthur Smith should be fired. But I know Arthur Blank is a conservative owner, so I have to look at it from that standpoint. I don't see Arthur Blank walking himself up in there and be like, all of y'all get out of here. No, I don't see that happening. Like,
so who you gonna replace him with, though? Who you gonna replace him with?
No,
you
right
talking
there,
about firing them. Who you gonna bring in?
I mean, look, Bo, there's so many coaches out here that could do a better job offensively. Like if we legit keep it a book. Like if everybody asks who you gonna replace them with, I got a 5-gallon bucket of paint in the garage. I got a broom.
I'm trying
You
to tell you.
know, I got an angle grinder. I got all kind of stuff that I can play. I can replace Arthur Smith
Ryan
with.
Nielsen ain't ready. Let him continue to
I
run the
got a
defense.
I
grandma.
mean, you got Joe Gray.
Golly, got a grandma.
You got
Got
Joe
a
Gray
grandma.
that can come on in and take over.
I
So how
think
about
Jerry Gray need to take over.
I mean,
Jerry
sorry,
Gray.
Jerry Gray.
A lot of
Yeah,
people.
Jerry Gray.
A lot of people don't realize Jerry Gray is the assistant head coach. You don't
Yeah.
just
Hello.
bump Ryan Nielsen up to head coach when you have an assistant head coach. Jerry Gray should take that. He should take that spot, and I think Arthur Smith should. If Arthur Blank keeps Arthur Smith, he has to completely give up play calling because he don't know what he's doing. Like how Big Low be saying, Arthur Smith be like, look what I can do. Like I really be thinking that's what he do. I really think that's what he
That's
do.
him.
Oh man, look at me! Look at me! That's how he. That's the type of coach we have, yo. Man, that's it.
Hey, let's see what Dre Harrison got to say. He been waiting for a minute. Dre, take it away.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What
What
is
up,
You got
What's
it?
up, Dre? Hey, thank you for that super chat, Dre, man. We just been having
Yes,
so much
sir.
volume
Salute
come
to
through,
you.
man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man.
No problem, man. No problem. I always got to show my love. Man, y'all got some good topics, man.
Thank
I
you.
think the first thing I want to hit on, man, is you guys. See, I'm a little bit different, man. When it comes to Arthur Smith, I'm willing. I kind of agree with Slim Dullin when he's talking about Arthur Blank. Arthur Blank is a conservative owner. He's probably going to go down. If not, he's going to be he's the best owner in the NFL if you ask me. But he's a businessman and he doesn't rush into things using emotions. So this is one of the reasons why I think he's going to keep Arthur Smith. So with that being said, I agree with you guys talking about, David Grohl need to get up out of here. I agree 100% on that. Where I don't agree is Arthur Smith being replaced. How about we just replace the problem? And I think that Arthur Smith doesn't need to have the play calling anymore, and a new offensive coordinator need to come in.
But the thing with that, I think his ego is not gonna let that happen.
I agree.
You
So
got
how
a
about
coach
so,
like
so
him,
I got a problem.
and you said with his play calling, it's inconsistent.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if he's had all these weapons all this time, Sunday's game is a clear indicator that he could have been doing this all season with the right play calling and with the right formations. So he could have been scheming like this all year. The defense has played well enough all year for them to win at least 10 games. So
And
he
I
can't
mean,
stay out his own way.
and let me ask you this: like, was it the offensive coordinator's decision to go with Marcus Mariota last year, and that was cut and dry, simple and plain, and not play the starters during the preseason the last 2 years? Like, that was an offensive coordinator's decision. At the end of the day, not having that competition in the quarterback room, like, that's all on your head coach. Like, that's not the OC.
Right.
The OC ain't making those decisions. And it's those things like that. But at the end of the day, whenever you got 4th and 1 or you got 4th and 2, and it comes over the radio to run a quarterback sneak, the head coach has the last power to veto that. It's like, what are y'all thinking? No, we're not going to do that. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, I understand what you're saying, but it's just small decisions that have continuously piled up and are becoming more and more of an issue.
And I respect what Dre and Slim are saying about Arthur Blank being conservative. I know a lot of people would think, I guess you could say Jerry Jones is not conservative. Are y'all saying that?
But see, Jerry Jones is his own GM.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
here's
something. I was making a comparison. Jerry Jones stuck with Jason Garrett way too long. So I know I was just trying to throw that comparison out there. Arthur Blank is not in hospice. He has a heartbeat, and I'm sure he's gonna be able to. I'm sure somehow he's probably got some emotion about this thing, folks. I know he wants to. I know he wants to. He was sitting in that stadium. As much as he was probably happy about that Indianapolis win, he was looking around in that stadium. Slim, weren't you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Low, weren't you there?
I was there too.
That was a half field stadium. And I
Yeah,
don't
but
care
it
how good your
was.
team is. The goal is to get that thing rocking. The goal is to get that revenue rolling. And if the person that you brought in here to allegedly turn this thing around is not doing it with his coaching style, the one he promised you 3 years ago, then you have to think about reevaluating. Again, I'm not trying to take anybody's job. I don't want that to happen. But at the
Okay.
same time, you have to look at things and say, if this is the third straight losing season, come
Right.
on now.
And here's the
Hey,
thing.
Know
Here's
what
the
you
thing
said.
about
Know what you said.
Riley.
I
Know
don't
what you
care.
said. I don't care.
I don't care. I
here's
don't
the
care
thing
if he
about
loses his job. I don't
So
care.
this
here's
is
the
what
thing
you
about
do
Arthur
then.
Smith.
You just think
Me, I think Arthur Smith should go, and the reason,
Oh
but the
man.
reason why I say this is because the biggest problem with Arthur Smith was he put the importance of his playbook over the importance of a quarterback. And here's the thing about the quarterback position: the reason why the stadium is not full is because we don't have a quarterback. Quarterbacks sell tickets. Look at the NFL now. No stadium is full like that because unless you are one of those teams where your fans just don't care, they just go to that's all they can do out there besides play bingo. But it's 14 teams right now with backup quarterbacks.
That's fair.
They not being, and then if you Google the Falcons' revenue for last year, they still got an increase of 8%. So Arthur Blank is still getting his money,
That's what I'm saying.
regardless, hand over
Collective
fist.
bargaining agreement.
But
Like he get paid.
if and if he don't have a quarterback, the stadiums are still going to be empty because people pay to go see that quarterback work. They don't. You can have a good defense, but a defense matters a lot in the championship. Not in the quarterback is what sells.
Said
Look
ticket.
at the Falcons' top selling jerseys: Matt Ryan's, and then it was Michael Vick. So when it goes back to Arthur Smith ego, how Smitty was saying, is more important than the team, and I think that's a big issue. But I'm not making no excuses for Arthur Smith. I think Arthur Blank need to get up and say, "Look, man, you got to go." But knowing Arthur Blank, I just think the odds of him getting rid of Arthur Smith is
so.
less
How do
than the
you fix?
odds of him keeping him.
So how do you fix that? You fix that by taking away some of the responsibilities.
Yeah,
And
now
that's
he
what I
stays.
say.
That's what
Take
He
away
stays,
play
and you,
calling.
yeah,
take
he
away
stays, and you pluck one of them offensive coordinators from college. That's what you need to do. You
exactly.
see what Todd Monken doing in
Or
Baltimore right now? He doing.
Yep.
Lamar looks
or
even better.
Yeah,
or you
But
get
yeah,
somebody
Tony,
like
but
Lamar.
a head
Tony, do
coach
you
too,
want
though.
another inexperienced coach? That's my only thing.
No,
We've tried the
no,
inexperienced route 4 times in a row.
Right.
We're gonna
exactly.
be
Right.
at
Ever
some
since Arthur
point.
Blank been here.
At
So
And
this
some
is
and my
point,
and as much as I like Jerry Gray, wouldn't we be doing that again?
Yeah.
probably, probably.
so
Thing
I,
Ever
every
I
since
every
say
Arthur
day.
this is
Blank
why
been here.
But see, it's different
this
though.
is why
Jerry
I
Gray
like
done seen
Byron
some
Leftwich.
pecan seasons. That's
Yeah,
kind of
I mean, he just
and that's different between I'm saying that's different between Mike Smith and Dan Quinn. Like Mike Smith, he done been around. He done seen some things.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And when Mike Smith came in,
that's true.
we ain't miss a beat. Like it
That's true.
was like
That's true.
look, this is what it is. Now
And
you
you
get
got the
these young
most winning
Thundercats.
seasons under Mike Smith.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now
Mm-hmm.
you get
And
these
that
young
Super Bowl
Thundercats to
team
come in
was Mike
who ain't
Smith
never
team.
done it. You get these young
In
Thundercats to
2012
come in
team.
who ain't never done it. Like they still here. They too busy trying to recreate the wheel. They they
Yeah.
trying to do things. Next thing you know, they just saying crazy stuff like embrace the suck. Like they don't know what they saying. They don't know
Right.
what they
Fuck
doing.
that, man.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
No, man,
So
that's one thing we got to learn. We can't make that mistake. What was Dan Quinn allowed to do? Just bring in, quality control man and just time clock management and all that. No, 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 hell no. We need to just get rid of this guy and just start off fresh again. I guess, unfortunately, Atlanta is going to be a desirable spot come next offseason.
Oh, very
We have the pieces here.
hmm
Ryan Nielsen is a sell point in his own right. Jerry Gray's a sell point in his own right. Got to keep those guys. You got to keep those guys here in Atlanta some way, shape, or form. The next coach has to be a defensive-minded coach, so that way that just gives the defense that much to work with. You have a defensive-minded coach with this defensive coaching staff. Just hire a legit OC and let the OC do the work.
the
Arthur Smith was
OC.
learning from
And
Mike
then we go
Vrabel.
back into the
Why?
cycle.
Why
We
is
go
he?
back into the cycle of always replacing OCs. Though.
But we need to at this point because with this
Listen,
offense and as bad as it is, we need somebody that's competent enough to
so this is what we do.
call play.
So this
But
is
see,
what we do. We go in there and we replace the offensive coordinator. We get somebody in there that can keep Arthur Smith's playbook, but run it more efficiently. Because we already know that Arthur Smith, one of his main problems was situational play calling,
Yes.
calling dumbass plays during the wrong time. Let's be honest about that. So instead of breaking up the core of a team, like get firing your head coach and then possibly losing your players, this is where you just replace the offensive coordinator. And this is why I sent in the super chat saying Byron Leftwich. Byron Leftwich, we all know, is extremely smart. Smart.
Very smart guy.
Was he limited on the football field? Yes, he was. But this is not about his football career. This is about his coaching and his mentality. So you bring in somebody like Byron Leftwich, you keep Arthur Smith's playbook, and then you go into next season that way. Because I
Will his
guarantee you,
ego let him do that, Trey?
But with all
he
due
has no
respect,
choice.
with all due respect, though,
no-
was it
Listen.
more Byron Leftwich or was it more Tom Brady led? Because
No, it was Byron Leftwich.
you think
It
that
was Byron Leftwich.
those Tampa Bay teams were predicated because of Byron Leftwich's
Byron Leftwich, yes.
Tom Brady
Byron
was
Leftwich.
making a lot of those calls. Those players was only going there because of Tom Brady. But
That's
I think
true.
here's the thing. I think that in 2024, the biggest thing is the Falcons need to say, you know what, this run heavy offense is 1980. We need to start passing the ball more. The reality is the Falcons are too far in the past. We have to put to bed this run heavy offense. It doesn't work. You're gonna have the same record like this because here's the thing about a run heavy offense. Too many things can happen that will mess you up or will mess a drive up than a pass offense. And here's the thing: like if you get a false start on a run heavy offense, you back 5 yards. It's going to be hard to make that up than a passing type of offense. And here's another thing: so you're probably going to have to give up that drive, and you see that when the Falcons was playing. You
So
can't keep relying on the
49ers run a
run.
run heavy
You want
offense
a you
now.
want a
The
more
49ers
balanced
got to
you
run
want a
heavy
more
offense.
balanced offense?
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
I
I
want
would
one.
move to more toward. Even Arthur Smith kept saying it. He's trying to move more towards a balanced offense. It's because you have to have somewhat of a throw-in quarterback. A quarterback has to be able to throw the ball in order for your run to even be successful. If teams know your biggest thing is running the ball, it'll be foolish for them not to put 8 and 9 people in the box and just play your outsides one-on-one. You're basically telling them that's all we can do. And I don't care how elite Bijan is, he's not going to get through that many people.
So it ain't the offense then, it's the quarterback.
You're right. And that's why I go back to saying they're now trying to cut off the fat because I think Arthur Smith went back to Arthur Blank and said it was more my quarterback not being good than it was the play calling. And I think now you got time. I go back to saying when Tyler Heineke started previously, it was Arthur Smith's ego that kept him from throwing that ball because I think Arthur Smith purposely sabotaged Tyler Heineke. And because the good thing
Your
how
boss is listening to you. You better stop that slander. You better stop that slander.
Come on,
Hey, your
man.
boss listening to you.
Don't
how,
play those games now.
how Roberto said it. How Roberto said it. Here's the thing about the with the offense. I mean, damn, I done forgot. Darn, I done forgot. I was about to hit y'all with one too.
The 49ers and Baltimore both are run heavy offenses. If you look at the way that San Francisco plays, they're all run heavy offense.
That's not a run heavy offense. That's a play action offense. San Francisco. Baltimore is a passing offense, but Baltimore is a passing offense, but they give Lamar Jackson the option to run whenever. And look at Lamar. Look at Lamar. He can throw that ball and he can run. It's hard to catch Lamar. But the 49ers playbook is what Arthur Smith is trying to copy off of. But the 49ers got the best line there is right now.
Our line ain't that much far from them, dog.
So yeah, we got the same thing. And that was one of the main things I was going to say. I was going to say that you're not taking into precedence our offensive line. Everything you saying some correct stuff, but at the same time, you're not taking the credit the offensive line that plays into the running game. This is why I say I think we should keep the same. I don't have a problem running the ball, man. I like enforcing my will on the opponents. That's what football is all about. So I like seeing that. That builds a certain type of toughness. That builds a certain type of swag about yourself. No, and that builds an identity. And that's something that our football team needs. We haven't had an identity for a long time. And that identity that we have is running the ball. Let's be honest about that. However, that just
But
goes
Dre,
back into go ahead.
I apologize. Go ahead, Dre. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, but however, this is why I say it's the play call. I don't think it's the coach. I don't.
I think it's talent and it's talent. And Tony, I wanted to piggyback off what you were saying because San Francisco runs the ball.
Exactly.
San Francisco. Y'all remember the coach? Everybody was so mad that left here. Y'all remember Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman? They ran shot out of the ball when they were here. Even though Matt Ryan still almost threw for 5,000 yards. They were predicated on the run. But they had a talented quarterback that was a threat. Man, I had never seen the play action work as well as it did in 2016 because we had a talented quarterback back there. If we just stop being stubborn, stop trying to get third-rate, I went to Bigelow's School of Passing type of quarterback and get some upgraded type of person in there, then we would probably be a much better team. So next year, instead of trying to pretend and get these Desmond Ritters, golly gee whiz quarterbacks, let's make the big splash.
Hey! I thought
we got to trade Kyle Pitts. If we
I thought you loved this.
I thought you loved this, man. Well, move on now. Wait a minute now. What that song again?
I love
Come on, man. Stop
I believe Des can fly.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, I agree with Dre, man. Dre made a point, man. Arthur Smith's play calling is questionable, man. Because even when we were backed up inside the 5-yard line, he calls another play action pass. And if it wasn't for Kyle Pitts making a one-handed catch, that could have been intercepted.
Yeah.
If y'all remember the play, it was a first down inside the head.
Who was they playing?
Indy had just punted it and pinned us inside the 5-yard line. I'm sitting right there in section 116 looking at Heineken. I'm like, he bet not do a play action pass. I'd be damn. First play action pass. I'm like, bruh.
But again, that goes back to ego. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's the ego. It's the ego.
Just like that Beyonce.
I think it's more the ego. Because, see, I think Arthur Smith.
Song.
Go ahead, Big Low.
Oh, I was just saying, it's just like that Beyonce and Kanye West song. He got a big ego.
That goes back to that ego. I think Arthur Smith put his playbook over the importance of a quarterback. And once you do that, you're not gonna have success. Like you're gonna get the record you got right now. And once you value the quarterback position, the quarterback make those plays work. Did you see even with Gardner Minshew when he did that play action play? That was a nice play action pass he did, even though they lost. But I can't remember what down it was. But I was at the game and I was even confused. But Gardner Minshew can make some good throws.
I remember that play. Yeah, I got threw off on that. Everybody got faked out on that play action.
Yeah. That's the importance of a quarterback. That's the importance of a quarterback right there. The thing is, we got elite players in every position. You got to just throw it up and give them that chance. You got to just throw it up and give them that chance. Even if it backfires on you, you still got to go ahead and do it.
Man.
You got to.
Man, I went to Uncle Steve's house about a month or 2 months ago. Uncle Steve had a barbecue, right? So Uncle Steve made these hamburgers with Kobe beef. Right? Kobe beef, bro. Best hamburgers I ever had in my life. Best hamburgers I ever had in my life. That taught me right there. It don't matter how good you are at making a hamburger. Cause I went back home and I went back home and got my Costco hamburger meat and tried to make a hamburger. I can make a good hamburger, but with
Talk
that
about it.
Kobe beef,
Not
that
right now.
joker hit different. And I think that's the kind of the comparison you got to have the players. But you got to have the quarterback. Like you can't put your play calling over your quarterback and
Facts.
your actual players.
That's being
So
So in this
Facts.
little
skid
skit
row.
that you're talking
Telling you,
about,
man.
are you insulting me or are you saying that the burger made the meal?
oh, I no oh now you threw down on that burger now. No, I ain't.
Because
You threw down on that burger. I wasn't
that
saying that
almost
now.
seems like a little backhanded
No,
slight at the
No,
burger
no,
maker.
little underhanded.
no,
Kind of
Because I saw you
underhanded.
everything.
go back for seconds.
Yeah, I did, because everything that you made was good. Everything was good, not just the burger. Everything was good. Everything was good.
Y'all stupid.
Hey, Smitty, Birdo, I'm gonna just say
Yes,
one
sir.
more thing. I've been on with y'all boys for a while, man.
No doubt. We appreciate
I'm
you,
getting
though,
ready to
man.
go on deployment, man. I leave in like January. I'm be gone by
Hey,
April.
be safe out
Yeah,
there.
bro. Thank you for
Yeah,
the
Absolutely.
thank
update,
you.
Yeah,
man.
Appreciate
stay
it, brother.
safe, my brother.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The only thing I say is this, man. Atlanta got a choice to make in the offseason. Okay, do you either go after Kyler Murray or Justin Fields, or if you decide to draft a quarterback? I say, um, what I say you do is you go after Justin Fields, you keep that first round pick, you draft a pass rusher, and you use some of that money to go out and get T. Higgins or Danielle Hunter. That's what I would do.
Ooh.
Because both of those guys are going to be available. You see T. Higgins, he's balling right now.
What you think
So,
about Josh Allen?
Josh Allen.
Jacksonville.
Defensive end for
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Kentucky. Yeah, University of Kentucky. Yeah, he's another one too. I like him. He's younger. He's gonna cost more than Danielle Hunter. Hunter older. Josh Allen. I like him as well. Hunter a little better, but
Oh,
Allen
Hunter
is
better.
younger. Yeah. One of those two though. I would like any one of those two. I think you go out and you get a pass rusher and get T. Higgins too. Because you got a decision to make on Kyle Pitts because it's gonna cost you $10 million for that 5th-year option for him. I mean, do you keep him? Do you let him go? Do you put him in a package to trade with maybe a 2nd-round pick to get up and draft a quarterback? You got a lot of stuff to figure out here. So,
Yeah.
I mean, look, imagine Kyle Pitts in Chicago. What if Chicago say, "Hey, we're gonna keep Justin Fields, but we'll trade one of our draft picks to y'all for Kyle Pitts and let y'all move up and y'all can get that second first-round pick."
Definitely
Think
need to take at least a second.
I like that, Tony. I
At
like
least,
that.
at least a second round for
Or we
Kyle
get a
Pitts.
coach that could put Kyle Pitts in one-on-one situations.
Hello.
Facts.
I
Or
mean,
Say that.
Yeah.
OC.
Say
Because
that.
there's a possibility they
That
keep their
too.
coach.
that's a
They might not fire
possibility
their coach.
too. It's out there.
Positionless football is stupid
I
because
mean,
one,
that
you
ruined the
got
season before it even started. That stupid
I'm
ass
talking
dog.
about apparently.
because you got to
It
realize
ruined
these
it all.
people are humans. They want their touches. You
All these
can't be
things.
like, hey, I'm gonna target you twice and you just be happy with that.
You
If
make the
I
pass
was in
down.
that spot, I would say, look, get rid of me. Trade me for some circus peanuts and a pack of Celsius drink. Like yeah, positionless football is the dumbest thing that ever came out of Arthur Smith's mouth.
Well, that's
Cause
kind of the position Debo Samuel plays in San Francisco. He's really not a true wide receiver. He
yeah, but
plays
No.
Debo Sanders
everywhere.
know he's getting that ball. That's reality. He know he's getting that ball.
Kyle
He
said
said
he
he
finna
gonna
get
be
that
right.
tater to him. Kyle finna
You
get
Yeah,
it.
you
Kyle
expect
finna get it
Kyle
to him.
Pitts, you expect Kyle Pitts, Drake London to get out there and block for 59 minutes, and I'm gonna throw you the ball 2 times. Come on, I'm a human too. I'm not
Right.
gonna put
Right.
100% on that field because
Mm.
you ain't taking care of me.
Yeah,
If
you
I was
playing with me.
That's
people
And,
be
true.
and
wanting
it affects
people
my
be
money
wanting
down the
Arthur.
line too.
If
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
yeah.
was
think these
Kyle Pitts, as
kids.
soon as they hike the ball, I will walk to the quarterback and yank it out their hand. Give me that ball and just walk up the field. Because the
He,
reality is you ain't giving him the ball that much. There, how Big Low said it, there should be no reason you not scheming these folks on one-on-one coverage. And then they like 8'8". These folks are too big not to be just giving them the ball.
yeah, he don't run routes, Chris. Kyle Pitts, if you watch him, he loafs a little bit.
I mean, I would too.
He
Yeah,
misses a
I mean,
lot
I'm
of
to be
blocks.
honest, going back what you saying, Slim, he does loaf a little bit. The only person that plays at 10 hyper the whole game is Drake London. If you watch Drake London, man, he run his routes, man. He's not a real good route runner. He's still working on that, but he is like explosive off the ball. And he plays on hair on fire all the time. Kyle Pitts does not.
All right, one thing that I learned from coaching high school football is that if a kid ain't involved, you ain't fit to get everything that you can get out of them.
Nope.
Say that. That's in the military too.
Exactly. Because
That,
you got to remember,
good in
Kyle
a lot
Pitts,
of
what, just
sports.
22 years old? He just turned like 22. He's still a young Thundercat, Bo.
Yeah.
That boy still wet behind the ears and up under his belly.
Yeah,
boy
he ain't
still
nowhere near
riding
his
pop.
full
Still
potential
a
yet.
rally
Yeah.
pop.
And you also gotta remember, man, this ain't I mean, it's not like how college is. Your windows of opportunity, those gaps, they're not gonna be open
No,
like
man,
how
you're
it
right.
is in college. So
Different scheme,
you
man.
got to, and that was the biggest thing for Desmond Ritter. If you look at the yak yards for their receivers, they was extremely low. So that means Desmond Ritter is throwing the ball to where the receiver's at, not where the receiver is gonna be. Tom
Mm-hmm.
Brady was an elite player because Tom Brady threw the ball to a position a spot on the field, and the receiver go get it. Desmond, if you look at how the players are catching these Desmond Ritter passes, they have to adjust to those passes. So they're either going backwards and this and that, or as soon as they catch it, they're being tackled. You throw it to them on the run. You don't throw it to them. They don't have to stop and turn around, look at you, and say, "Hey, here go my numbers. Give me the ball."
Right.
The problem with, especially with Atlanta, is it's mainly Desmond Ritter, is he wasn't giving them the ball on the run, and that was one of the biggest things. This is the reason why a lot of those defenders was jumping the route because it was easy. It was easy. He was playing like you throw the ball to your son when you go out there playing cat. You know what I'm saying? It
He
wasn't
do
like
that
an
in college, though.
NFL throw.
He was like that in college. He's not that type of quarterback. You watch Penix throw, right? You watch how Penix throws the ball. He throws the ball already determined. The receiver runs to the ball, and those guys get catches. Hey, matter of fact, you talk about Marvin Harrison. The dude, that wide receiver from Washington, might be better than Marvin Harrison. Hey, don't kill me. Hey.
That's your opinion, bro. That's your opinion, man. That's what you feel. That's
years old.
that
Ain't
is
really just
okay, bro.
can't knock you like that. And to Slim's point too, going back to that, not leading the receiver thing, we seen that, what I'm saying, it's plain as day when Scotty Miller should have been running in that end zone, and instead he had to stop for that ball.
Man, you ain't lying.
You had all that. You had all of that over there. You could have just threw it up in that area. Scotty would have went and got it, touchdown. So,
especially because the safety bit on the corner route. So Scotty Miller was going open, but Desmond Ritter threw it straight up, and that was throwing it under the defender. So the defender could just bat it down. So and that goes back to he's looking at where the receiver is at, not the route they're running. And that makes the receiver look bad. So if I was Kyle Pitts, I wouldn't be giving it no 100%. Like,
And I
nah,
don't
man,
understand
I'm
it, man, because Ritter got a big arm, bro. It ain't like he got a Matt Ryan didn't have a big arm. Matt Ryan was accurate, right? Ritter has a big arm.
Remember Ritter said
Define
before the season
big.
started.
He has power in the arm. He could throw the deep ball. He's just not accurate. He's just not
So
accurate.
wait. So was that the same big arm he threw for that quote unquote Hail Mary that went 2 yards less than the end zone?
that Kyle Pitts was not running on because he knew he wasn't getting a target.
Yeah.
You talking about the Drake London 10 catch, 180-yard game?
Come on, y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to stop drinking that Desmond Kool-Aid. Y'all drinking that Desmond liquor. That Desmond liquor ain't working for y'all tonight. I can't let y'all get away with that.
Thank God I'm not fault for it.
Now.
Thank God.
It's a reason why Kyle Pitts wasn't running that route because he knew he wasn't getting the route.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Desmond, the same guy that said before the season started, he the same guy that said it's actually hard to miss Kyle Pitts and Drake London.
That's exactly what he said. That's what Desmond said.
That was a joke of the day. Damn, bro.
The world's before the missile.
Mac Hollins don't even play no more.
And y'all remember?
Sound like a light.
And y'all remember all those passes?
Can't keep your shoes on.
In preseason. Remember all those passes? Oh yeah, that's right. He didn't play preseason. So all those.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, but
That's
how much you expect to get out of preseason? It ain't but 3 games. Hell,
Come
the
on,
starters gonna
bro.
play
Oh,
for
my
1.
man. No, man.
I'm just
No,
saying, you
Tony,
could have played
Tony,
those
don't do it.
3 games.
Tony, don't do
That's
it.
a lot of
Tony,
You could have
experience
played
right
Tony,
those
there,
3
bro.
games,
He
Tony.
this
didn't play
man
no
had
ball
no.
at 8 months.
This,
But
Yeah.
see, I'm gonna hit y'all with one. I'm gonna hit y'all with one. You know why they didn't play Desmond Ritter in the preseason?
But
It's
they knew
because
he
I
was
think Arthur Smith was trying to keep teams from getting tape on him. Because remember, his drive ended in an interception, and I think Arthur Smith was trying to keep teams from getting tape on Desmond Ritter because they still look at that. They still look at how he
all
played.
right, now you earning that check back again with that
All
BS.
right.
Now
Exactly.
you earning.
I think
That's
Arthur
the
Now
Smith.
you
second
Desmond
earning that
Ritter
check
needed
back. There
tape
we
on
go.
Desmond
Yep.
Ritter. So
Come on,
I
bro.
think Arthur Smith was trying to protect Desmond Ritter
Hey,
because here's the
Smitty.
thing: if team knew Desmond Ritter played that goddamn scared, he wouldn't have got those first 2 wins. Trust me
You
on
know
that.
what? You probably right.
And the thing about it is, he almost still didn't get him. Boy, Jair Alexander and Jair
Facts.
Alexander,
Yep.
he said he spared us. We know that
Quay Walker did too.
he spared us.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Quay
Other
did.
times
Yeah.
they had picks on us though.
Man, that's crazy, man.
That's actually a good point, Slim. Remember the first pass Desmond Ritter ever threw? He caught it
Yeah.
himself. Remember,
He called it
hopped
himself.
it up in the air.
Yep.
Remember?
Yep. That's
But
true.
everybody was acting like that was amazing. Everybody was acting like that was amazing.
I saw that. I was like, Marcus Mariota all over again.
We
That's the
got
first
an
thing I
athletic
said.
quarterback with that
me
one.
and Low was sitting together that game. We started looking like, oh
Like,
Lord.
Oh,
oh
Here
Lord.
we go.
I remember
I don't
Big
care. I
Low
don't care
he
who
did
you
a
are. You
show.
seen that
He
play,
did a
you had to
show
say,
when
oh,
he was at the preseason game, and he was, I mean, not the preseason, the training camp, and he was like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh man, the people was talking about Desmond Ritter throws," and that stuck to me too, because I was like, you know what,
Slim,
maybe you might not be the one.
Slim, that same one that he was at, I was right next to
He
him.
was
So
right.
let
He
me
was
let
right
y'all
there.
know how. Let me
Mm.
let y'all know how he's kind of full of it a little bit. Me and him were watching. Y'all ever seen the little nets? Y'all seen the nets they throw into where the quarterback
right,
throws and it's like a target in the
yeah.
net?
He
Him
better
and
not have
Heineke
missed.
and Woodside were all going into the net. Every time Taylor threw it into it, bullseye. Every time Logan threw it to it, bullseye. Every time you looked on Desmond's thing, all you kept hearing was, dang, 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 dang.
Man,
Now, y'all think I'm saying this to make it a funny story, but he really wasn't hitting the
He
bullseye
wasn't hitting it. He
in the
really wasn't
net.
hitting
He
really.
really
it. He
wasn't
wasn't hitting it.
hitting
He wasn't hitting
Yeah, he was struggling when
and
I
I
he was
rest my
struggling
case.
when I was up
Lord,
there. Yeah,
what's
he was
up,
struggling.
bro?
Yeah, he
Lord,
was
what's up,
struggling.
bro? He wasn't hitting it, bro.
it. Man, he wasn't hitting it, Tim.
He
He
wasn't
wasn't
hitting
hitting it. And then it's like I made a video. It was more reassurance for myself. I was like, look, he gonna make it. He gonna make
Damn,
those
huh?
throws in game time situations.
Low,
Oh,
Wow.
Low talking about he was nervous. I said, how you nervous in
oh
practice?
man.
Boy,
How you nervous?
boy, boy, my head.
Man.
Oh
Boy,
man.
Oh man.
Hey,
Yo.
what y'all think about throwing the bag at Chris Jones in the offseason?
Wow.
Ooh.
Boy.
I throw the bag at
All the
Brian
reason I
Burns.
would say no.
I throw it at Brian
all-
Burns before I throw it at
right.
Chris
That's
Jones.
why I think the only reason not Chris
I,
Jones
yeah,
because of
Brian.
age.
yeah, yeah.
Age.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
age.
throw it at Brian Burns in a heartbeat. Think about if you got Jesse patrolling the
Afraid
back
to Brian
and
Burns.
Brian Burns patrolling the front. Brian Burns can basically be our low-key Michael Parsons in this
You
Ooh,
talking
defense.
about
good
for Carolina?
comparison.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Somebody he can't
yeah.
chill.
You
Oh
remember he
yeah.
didn't sign his
Carolina not
contract
to let
yet.
that man walk. Carolina not to let
No,
that.
bro,
I
if
don't
they
think
were
they
gonna
got a
keep him,
choice.
they would
I
have
He ain't
don't
got a
think
already
they got
done
a
choice.
it.
choice either.
He ain't got a
Mm,
choice.
mm.
He ain't gonna stay there. They
I,
ain't got man.
Yeah,
Carolina
no,
got
I
he's
home
don't
gone.
think he's
everywhere.
Yeah.
staying,
The
y'all.
rebuild is Bob the Builder is pulling up any day now.
And
Bob the Builder's coming in.
Bob the Builder. Oh,
ready to
excellent
start
start,
with
too.
you.
I see you, Lo. See you.
Bob the Builder, conjunction.
And we fix
All
it.
for you.
And to be
All
honest,
if you listen to that
that would
Bob the
be
Builder song when it first
that would
started
be
Oh,
off,
the
I could have
only
man.
swore he said so effing dizzy.
Yes.
that would be the only person that I would trade that first round pick for.
Oh, shoot, man.
Brian
Brian
Burns.
Burns.
Brian
Yeah.
Oh,
Burns.
I wouldn't trade it. You talking about for Brian Burns?
Nah, because
Yeah.
he gonna be a free
No,
agent.
you can sign Brian Burns,
Yeah, he gonna
man.
be
You
a
just
free agent.
Yeah, you got to pay. You can just pay Brian Burns. He a free
You have to
agent
pay
this
him
year.
20 million a year. He gonna want 20 million.
Listen,
He worth
you're
it. He
paying
worth
a
it.
difference maker.
He's worth it.
And if you pay the difference maker on defense, nobody had a problem with paying defense last year. Pay the difference maker. Go out, do whatever you need to do. Do a Thomas Dimitrov, trade up, get into that top 10, try to get your quarterback of the future, and then you build on your defense. You got the offense already set. You're not
Don't
really
forget, you
paying
still got
anybody.
one more year on AJ. To be honest,
Right.
You still got one more year.
Right.
You got to pay AJ.
Man,
Yeah. So
and
go
what makes
ahead.
so bad is that we finna. This gonna be our first year if we get 4 more sacks with 40 sacks in the season since 2004. Imagine if you put Brian Burns in there.
Yeah, you add Brian Burns.
2004 was the last time the
I
Falcons.
predicted 40,
We
so
had
I was
49
right on the
sacks
money.
that year, Lo. 49 sacks.
Right on the money.
2004.
And they say in order to make the playoffs, teams usually around that 40 sack threshold.
Yeah.
So you need that pass rush. Like premium positions, you can't be trying to shop at Goodwill for. You got to be able to pay premium positions. Now, the thing is, you keep trying to if Brian Burns come here and he looking for a $20 million check, you're gonna have to give him that 20 mil. Just like AJ Terrell, when his time comes, you're gonna have to pay him because a lot of people might say, "Oh, he's not getting an interception," but he's shutting down a whole corner. So you got to pay that man. You can't sit there and try to. Akuda ain't doing that.
No.
So
Clark got that job.
He got that.
Akuda ain't doing that with AJ's legs. It don't even matter. Shoot.
Yeah, you got to pay Lamb and you got to pay him.
Nah, you ain't got to pay him a lot though. You ain't got to pay Lamb. You ain't got to pay Lamb like a real
Man, you
guy
would probably
right now.
pay
You
him
just
what you
gotta
paid Kane Ellis about $6 or $7 million.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You don't have to overpay Lamb.
You take Lambert to the Cheesecake Factory. You know how some of these girls don't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory. You take you to the Cheesecake Factory. You good.
And matter of fact, Smitty, with Lamb, don't we have like restricted rights to him anyway?
Yeah, he
No.
restricted to next year.
It do that?
Next year. Yeah, next year.
So
He
you don't have
restricted free
to
agent next year.
overpay him. Right. You don't have
But
to
also, we
overpay.
still got Anderson. We still got Anderson too.
Right.
Absolutely.
Just like a Lewican. When Anderson, here's the thing. When Anderson contract come up, he gonna want some money, so you better extend him early than wait.
Got 2 years.
So
Got 2
just like we
years.
had to let a Lewican walk because he wanted that paper.
There's gonna be some decisions got to be made.
Right.
Jake
And y'all
Matthews,
keep in mind.
Grady Jarrett. Those are two big
Yeah.
decisions in the future.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna
And you say $8 million,
and you're gonna
say $8 million if you cut Grady next year. So
you cut Grady.
It is
You
what
cut
it is.
Grady, Smitty. You gotta cut Grady, Smitty.
This tackle is
But I don't think they're gonna cut Grady. They're not gonna cut Grady. They're gonna make Grady retire.
Okay,
Falcons.
hold
Grady's
on,
gonna retire. Falcons.
Tony,
Shit,
hold
we
on
thought
one
the same
second.
about Julio
Grady Jarrett?
Jones.
Think about this. Okay, but y'all saying Grady Jarrett like he's 28 or 27. Grady is he's just turned 30.
31.
He had
31 almost.
serious knee surgery. He's not going to be ready for the beginning
That's
of the
true.
season. And you have an opportunity to opt out of this contract and only take an $8 million hit.
That's it.
Now, I hear you. I love Grady. Grady is the heart and soul, the heartbeat. But if you have an opportunity to cut free of a huge contract and then be able to open up and go get a go-getter like Brian Burns, come on, man. We got to stop thinking with our heart. That's what killed us from 2018 by re-signing Matt, re-signing Debo, re-signing Julio, re-signing Desmond Trufant, because we thought we were going to have some type of emotional attachment to the Super Bowl. It doesn't work like that. The great teams keep recycling and move on.
Move on.
Yep.
Players come
But what they probably gonna do is I rescind what I was saying. You absolutely right, Uncle. But they probably might try to say, "Hey, do you want to do a restructured contract?" And they're gonna probably extend them.
Jake
But
Matthews did
just
that
like they
beginning of
did
the year.
Jake Matthews. That's what they did to Jake Matthews.
I don't
But
think they could restructure on his contract no more neither. I think that was it. That was the last one.
yeah,
but I think Jake Matthews gonna probably retire. He's gonna probably retire after this.
Man,
I think he's done.
He's the only
Jake on his way out.
left
Jake
on
on
the
Look to the right
team
side.
from the Super Bowl.
His natural position.
besides Grady
And he
Jarrett.
was a little injured Sunday too.
You gotta remember though, Jacobs and Matthews, he gonna try to play to the cows.
Yeah, he gonna play to the cows and run out of thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
The man
He
have
got to keep him all
longevity.
the way until he can't play no more. But
He be getting whipped sometimes, man. I mean, he be getting whipped a lot. So, I mean, we're gonna have to replace him. We need to draft his replacement this year coming up.
Yeah, that could be another option in the top 10. That could be another option in the top 10. So
the top 10 is
available. The kid from Penn State is available.
Smitty, I need you to stay focused. Quarterback, Smitty. We ain't going nowhere else.
I need you to
Top
stay
10.
I'm just saying
That's
it's a possibility. That's all.
That's why free agency. That's why free agency is before the draft. I think if they don't get a quarterback in free agency, they should get one in the draft. But I think you don't draft an offensive line. You get them out of free agency. That's what Dave Archer been saying for years. You get because you already know what you're getting.
I mean, some of our best linemen
Bergeron might end up at the starting left tackle. So Bergeron might end up at
anyway.
Yeah.
What free agent quarterback is out there? You just said free agent quarterback.
None.
I'm talking about the
quarterback. Yeah, you just said if we don't get a free agent quarterback, there's no if. There's no free agent quarterback out there.
No, you got to trade for one.
Yeah, you got to trade for one.
I mean, I can name Big Low Country, but that's going back to Division 3. We might well not get a quarterback.
Oh, yikes!
Another thing you want to do is you don't want to
no Kobe beef for you next time,
I'm
Big
telling you, man.
You might get nuggets and fries the next time you go over to the house.
Golly.
You don't want to reach.
You might go downgrade the peanut butter and jelly.
I'm still mad about that camera time he took from me at the stadium, man. I'm still mad about
I already know what it's about.
Hold on. Hold on. The camera come over, right? So I'm in the camera. Then all of a sudden, my wife told me, they showing Big Low now. And you see Big Low. Now, I ain't trying to be funny. Who y'all rather see in the camera? Big Low or your up? Now, I ain't going to let nobody feelings. I don't want nobody to hurt. If you in the chat right now, I want y'all to answer. Who would y'all rather see in the Jumbotron?
They gonna want to see.
What y'all want to see?
If y'all rather see Big Low, put a 1 in the chat. If y'all rather see Uncle Steve, put a 2 in the chat.
If y'all want a Big Low, y'all put 1. If y'all want to see the angelic tones of Uncle Steve, put 2 in there.
They can't hear you. They can't hear you.
But Big Low said he was paying the cameraman $20. You know.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. See, I had no cash. I had no cash.
Yeah, I sent him cash out.
Oh damn! Hold up.
We got a 2. We got a 2.
Mikey, get that hate out your heart, Mikey. You can't. You ain't invited my cookout, Mikey. You ain't invited my cookout.
Ricky say I'm on the way. Big boy Bruce say I'm on the way.
Hey, you know what? And look. I like the other dude say he'd rather see Freddy the Falcon.
Hey, Freddy got some looks too, though.
Oh yeah.
Look at RJ. Look at RJ. I'm gonna stay out of this debate.
That's awesome, man.
Man, y'all tripping, boy.
Boy.
But y'all right though, man. There's a lot of decisions that's gonna have to be made next year.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be another fun offseason. It's gonna be another fun offseason.
And we got money to play with. That's the best part too.
Then we got about 50 million.
One way or another.
I think over 60 million. I think
this is gonna be an exciting offseason.
60 million this year.
I think it could jump up to 80 something.
Don't forget.
Yeah, something like that. I think it started at like 62.
It'll be an extra 10.
But y'all gotta remember though.
Well, I think about that, Smitty. If we get a rookie quarterback, you gotta keep Heineke.
Yeah,
I think you have to.
Yeah, I agree.
If we go the veteran route, then you keep Ritter. But if we get a rookie, I think you have to keep Taylor Heineke.
I think they need to trade Desmond Ritter for one of the Golden Girls. So
ain't nobody taking Desmond Ritter.
None of them want Ritter, man.
They could trade him. They could trade him for one of the casts on Golden Girls. So
only one girl that want Ritter, and this is why.
Man. He probably don't want him.
No, dang.
So I'm looking at the cap space now, and it's like I know everybody keeps saying that we're gonna have like a good bit of money next year.
35. Last I
Yeah,
checked.
we got 35. But see, the thing is, it's like unfortunately, y'all, the price of crack has gone up because because it's one of those situations where there's a lot of people out here with a lot of money. The Washington Commodores got 81 million. The Titans got 80 million. Patriots got 74. Colts got 72. The Texans got 71 million dollars, bro.
And
And they got their quarterback. And they got their quarterback.
And they got their quarterback.
They building blocks.
Like we like halfway down
the
like we halfway down the list at 35. It's like I mean I'm looking at all these other teams. Buccaneers got 47, Raiders 51, Cardinals 55. So it's like there's gonna be a lot of money being thrown out this offseason.
Well, Buccaneers
the
gonna be
Falcons,
fine.
time for the Falcons to refinance on some of these big contracts from last year because you know they're gonna hit up Lindstrom and McGarry.
Oh yeah.
Let me take a little bit of this pie that you got coming your way. We'll advance it now, and we'll use it to our advantage. That's probably what they're gonna do. Competition.
So I want to go back to something Smitty suggested earlier in the year, which I kind of disagreed with at first. But if they could restructure his contract, do you even think about maybe Kyler Murray? If they could work with that money, I can't have him in straight up with the $40 million. But if they could work with his contract and do something with it, would that be something to consider if Justin Fields' thing doesn't work out?
If Arizona agrees to pay some of that contract, but I really don't think Kyler Murray fits on this team in this offense.
I don't think he does.
Here's the thing though about these quarterbacks. If we talking about trading for them, you got to realize we ain't the only team that's gonna be wanting them too. So you know the Falcons don't like to offer big contracts. So I think how was saying our best choice is the draft. But if you're talking about trying to get a quarterback from a team, they're gonna just like how we missed on Sweat and all them other ones.
But I'm gonna tell you like this though. I'm gonna tell you like this though. The reason why Justin Fields makes the most sense. You look at a guy going into his fourth year, he's developed at his own pace, and he's getting better with each game. But you also have to look at the aspect of contract. He would still be on the rookie deal for at least 2 years. And when you re-sign him, you won't have to worry about no $45, $50 million. You probably get him about 35, and you cutting that price in half to keep building your team the right way. So that's why Justin Fields makes a lot of sense to me.
He makes the perfect sense. It's a low risk, big reward type of trade.
Right.
His fifth-year option is $20 million, by the way.
But
that's a third. That's a third of the highest paid quarterback.
But Smitty, don't exactly cut it off right there, though, Smitty. Don't forget, Daniel Jones just got $40 million.
He did,
and Daniel Jones is not in Justin Fields' league. So when you say we don't have to pay Justin after the fifth year, yeah, if he does well next year,
I don't think it'll be astronomical though. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it'll be up there to 55, 60 million.
Let's see, Daniel Jones also won the playoff.
60, but you said 35, 40, and 35, 40. When you see Daniel Jones making $40 million, if I'm the agent, I say I want 45 right off the rip.
But Daniel Jones made that playoff run though. Like,
but you also got to
special with Daniel Jones.
You also got to go off of what you also got to go off of the quarterback cap number is going to be. So in 2 years, you're going to have to take the top 5 quarterbacks divided by 5, and that's going to be your flow. So they're not going to come to
the franchise though. That's just the franchise. We're not going to let them get the franchise, Slim.
Yeah, but I'm talking about that's what they're gonna be wanting a year. They're not gonna sit there and say, "Hey, we're gonna take pennies on the dollar." They don't want money.
No, not for Justin Fields. The formula you're talking about is if they franchise him. That's how that got paid. That got paid by taking the top 5, dividing it by 5, and whatever.
Right.
If Justin Fields comes on the scene, you ain't gonna take Mahomes 65, Burrow 60. Who else making big? Didn't Herbert just sign something for Daniel 55? So you're not going to do that with Justin Fields. But the baseline is going to be probably 40 though. If
It's
he's
gonna be
still
between
continuing
40
to
and
watch
50.
Jones,
It's gonna be between 40 and 50.
Right, it'll be more than Daniel Jones, Smitty. You're right. You're right.
Now I will tell you something. Whenever I went on a recruiting trip to North Carolina, I met Drake May, and I was saying like, look, if you do come to Atlanta, remember me, so we can go out and party. And he said that he would. So just for that reason alone,
Said he would.
So for that reason alone,
man.
I want Drake May. I don't care what he does.
So
on
when
the
he was
field. We
talking
just gonna
about
be out
party,
partying.
was he mean for you to be his chauffeur, or was he meaning for you to be in the party?
Goddamn.
I'm
I
trying
could
to
be
see.
I could be up in the
I
party.
was just trying
Well,
to
Low
see.
don't pull no. I mean,
Because he said,
Unc don't pull no punches.
Yeah, he got hit this hard.
I'm just saying.
You got it,
But
Doro. We got hit this hard.
I'm about to say May might be the second quarterback off the board. So unless you planning on
man.
moving to a new team,
Should be the
to a new
first.
state,
We ain't gonna
He
get
should
him.
be the
Though.
first.
Y'all like Drake May? I haven't
I do.
seen him enough.
I like
I do.
Penix
He just got a
better.
big arm, man. He has a
I
Yeah.
think the more realistic quarterback we might be able to get is Daniels because they got Daniels going
I like Jalen Daniels though.
about in the teens. They got him going
I
around in the teens.
I
That's the most
love Jalen.
realistic one.
I love Jalen, but just like Tony was saying, my eyes, and I've been telling Smitty and Lowe and Berta, bro, I've been in love with Penix since I seen him get the UW 2 years
Very
ago.
true.
And he just scares me a little bit with his fragile record
Yeah, them injuries.
of not
Injury
being able
history.
to stay in the
Yeah.
game and stuff. But he has all of the game, man. And he's a lefty, too. So that's going to
Yeah.
throw some folks off a little bit. I got some athleticism. But now I will say, the wide receiver you talking about, Tony, my man up there in Washington, he ain't no joke.
Hell
Up there
no.
Marvin
getting
Harris.
those balls from Penix up there,
Yeah.
he's a bad boy. And I know
Yeah.
everybody's all talking about Neighbors and Harrison, but don't slip on him. He's
If the
pretty good.
Falcons draft a wide receiver in the first round, they need to put the team on Craigslist
Nah,
They ain't gonna
immediately.
draft no wide receiver.
Oh,
They ain't gonna draft no wide
Immediately.
receiver.
Immediately.
If it ain't
I
one of
need
those four quarterbacks, I don't want
Oh,
Bo
man.
Nix. I don't like Bo
I
Nix.
need to see the
Oh,
team
no.
on
He
Facebook
ain't coming out, I
Marketplace.
don't think.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Hey, while I got all this knowledge on here, and I saw this name on a mock draft for us last week, JJ McCarthy. Are y'all
Oh
sold
my
on
God. Hell
that?
no.
Dude,
So,
I saw him on the mock draft for the Falcons. I'm like, I just don't see it.
He seems
I don't
For
see it.
what they
a
asked him to
manager that's
do,
pretty
I
accurate
seen
for
that.
Michigan. I saw that article. I
He
saw some tape on him.
reminded me of Colt
Yeah,
McCoy
right,
when he
man.
would come out of
He
college.
seems
He
he's a
ain't
That's a
nothing
good
wrong about it.
comparison.
He ain't nothing right. Some Michigan fan will be like, "Oh my God, yeah, absolutely, let's draft him." But realistically, nah, man.
I've been telling
But
you
a lot
something
of
though.
those
He's an
articles out
Arthur
that's
Smith
coming
guy.
out now, everybody just taking random people and just plugging them in
Yeah.
because
True.
you don't even know who's coming into the draft this time. So they just
Right.
taking random names and saying, you know what, that looked like it might work. Let's
Yeah,
go with that one.
I
yeah.
tell you though, JJ McCarthy, he's very much an Arthur Smith type of guy though. Like if we look at it, like he
So even more reason not to bring him in. Because Arthur
exactly.
might not be here.
Exactly. Because I told you, if Arthur Smith ever comes working with you, he gonna try to make y'all change from Mel Trucks to El Camino.
The El Caminos.
I tell you that.
for what they asked him to do in Michigan, he's good. But nah.
Y'all folks crazy, man.
He's the type of quarterback you could draft and you just let him mature in whatever system. Just see how he pans out. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But if the Falcons draft a quarterback in the first round, he got to be the starter. You can't sit him because you don't have nobody to replace him with. So he got to be the starter.
I mean,
he can't sit behind nobody.
I mean, we got Heineke.
But you can
Yeah,
but
you would have
Slim,
Heineke.
you can afford to have Heineke if he needs to for that first couple of games. Like it was a surprise to all of us that they let Richardson start that first game. But at least he would have competition. At least he would have somebody to go against. One of the biggest things I just say with Ritter, I didn't mind them naming Ritter the quarterback, but then when you come and say Taylor Heineke is the backup, you didn't say he was competing. That bothers me because it's a mentality that says Desmond Ritter arrived because of 4 games he played against teams that were basically in the string out last year. That bothers me a lot.
And think about this too, man. People didn't even say nothing about it. But he only had 2 touchdowns in all 4 games.
Right.
And he only had 13 in 11 games.
If
So he's
if
still,
memory
he's
serves me
still on the
right,
same
weren't
page.
Wasn't both of those in the last game against Tampa, or was it?
Yeah.
And see, and that's the issue. Just like how in a boxing match, in those last rounds, a lot of boxers like to get those jabs to try to juice up the points.
Juice up
That's
the
what
point.
happened last year,
Mm-hmm.
and they ran into the next season saying we can bank off of that, and it was just false hope. And I think Arthur Smith was like, I can make something shake with this, and
Right.
Heineke is getting paid more than Desmond Ritter.
Yeah.
So there should have been no way you jumping, like I keep saying, jump out the window saying Ritter was the starter. You should have had a competition. And then if Ritter won,
Right.
then he won fair and square. So
Right.
Right.
and that was,
Right.
I agree with you. That bothered me too because Heineke was the best option throughout the whole season. But I don't think it was. I think it was more we trying to have a long term solution instead of Heineke because Heineke already knew he's not going to be here long term. And
Exactly.
if they started Heineke, it would have caused a backlash of why you didn't start Ritter. So I think they was trying to play towards the fans and also trying to bank on Ritter might be the guy.
Well, I mean, you remember, like, after that second game of the season, whenever we got that win against Green Bay, it's like they had the big promo crowning Desmond Ritter as the guy moving
That's
forward, and
right. That's right.
So I remember whenever that happened, I was like, oh, this is gonna be ugly because
Right.
Especially those points,
Right.
bro.
I'm like, this is
Yeah.
gonna be ugly.
Right.
Because I know it's
Mm-hmm.
like my daddy used to say all the time, even the eagle got to come down for water sometimes, but this eagle
Mm.
crash landed. Like it crash
Pause.
landed, bro.
Pause.
But
Golly.
you know why they did
Pause.
that? Because Desmond Ritter did that. He did one good drive to get them back into it so Cook could kick that field goal. And everybody was like, oh my God, this is the second coming of Jesus.
Dad,
So
you
and
said
even
Desmond
then,
back.
I was like, hey, he's not scoring like that. You know what I'm saying? He's
Mm-hmm.
not putting up no points. It's the defense but you can't ask the defense to, hey, your quarterback is not good, so I need you to overcompensate for all 18 weeks. It's not real.
Hey man, offense gets you to the playoffs. Defense wins games in the playoffs. So
Fact.
if
Tell him
Atlanta
again,
gets to
Tony.
the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
they are a dangerous team because we got a defense. So you
That's
got to
Facts.
right.
always
And we
remember.
and we
Sounds
got a run
familiar.
game.
And we got a run game. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So that's the key. But you can't be cheap at quarterback. You
Yeah.
No.
can't be cheap. You have to pay. And really, guys like Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Tom Brady, that's that don't happen often. The
No,
fact
it
that you
does
could
not.
just name those few players tells you
Right.
that it ain't very many quarterbacks drafted past the first round that are
Right.
successful. It just ain't. Most of these guys are drafted in the top 10. Most of them
Right.
in the league right
Right.
now are drafted in the top 10. Herbert, Murray, you know what I'm saying? Justin Fields, even Daniel Jones. Wasn't Daniel Jones drafted in the first round?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yep.
was
No.
the
Number
first round.
5.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
number
Number
8,
5.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number
So
5.
That
yeah,
early?
Mhm.
Dang.
No,
After the
they
yeah.
Manning
said they were
boys,
high.
after the
For
Manning
real.
brothers hyped them up,
Maybe they
I'll
were
never
high.
forget that. The
Even
Manning
Baker
brothers hyped
Big
them up.
Mayfield,
time.
even Baker
Number one.
Mayfield
Like
was
heavy.
a number one overall pick. And by the
Yeah.
way, Tampa
And
Bay
by the
gonna
way,
pay
he
him.
looking good too.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
gonna
Man,
pay
They
him.
already in talks to extend him because
They better.
they not gonna run with trash.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean
Buyer beware.
trash.
They
Ain't
need
that
to
his
do
name?
that.
what his name? Trask.
Yeah,
Kyle
Yeah.
Trask.
I
Buyer,
was calling him trash.
buyer beware.
Golly.
Yeah. That's why I
I
said they
I
need
Hey,
to do
pay
that
Kyle
him.
on him.
Trask.
They gotta
I
pay
pay
him.
him 1 year.
Poster.
Y'all
But
didn't
you
know that.
but
Y'all
He's on
didn't
a
know this
Tom
before we
year-to-year
came on
basis.
here.
You're right.
But here's the thing: Tom Brady left a
Yeah.
real dent in Tampa Bay, so they got to have a good quarterback to bridge until they can get some more cap space. Tom Brady, because here's the thing: they was making moves for Tom Brady. When Tom Brady said, "I want this player," they was
Mm-hmm.
finding ways to get that player there.
Right.
So Baker Mayfield is a good quarterback to
They
get you
gonna
there
pay
until
him.
you get a franchise.
They're gonna pay him. They can't pay Mike
Yeah.
Evans. Mike Evans out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He a
Mike
free
Yeah.
Evans
agent
That's
gone.
what
next
I
year.
was just. I was literally about to say that they got to shed payroll this year,
Yeah.
and
Well, you
Mike
figure
Evans
Mike
is
Mm.
Evans
not
is
Mike
going
going
to
to
be.
return
Mike
too.
Evans gonna end up in Kansas City. Trust me. I
Ooh,
Yes,
see it.
that'll
sir.
be
Ooh, that'd
nasty.
be
Yes,
a
sir.
that'd be a
That's a fact.
Oh,
monster
count
done.
that,
That's
Smitty.
exactly what. That's
Smitty,
I
that's
exactly
That'd be
what.
a
personally, I think the
monster.
Texans is the better fit for
That
Mike Evans.
you say the Texans.
I think the Texans would be a better fit for Mike Evans.
Well,
They
Mike
got
That
the
would
Evans
be a
been
money.
hurt.
monster
I
too.
think
And you
Mike
got
like that
CJ Stroud.
champagne, Berto.
Huh?
That champagne he had with Tom Brady. I think he liked that a little bit more. I think CJ
Man,
is coming, but I think Mahomes is there already.
But
Yeah,
And I think
Mahomes is already there.
you gotta
he's
think
an
And they
though.
don't have
automatic
nobody
elite.
out there.
But you
Yeah,
gotta
what's
think
Kansas
though,
City?
bro.
What's
Like he
Kansas City
already,
payroll
Outside,
looking like?
outside of like
They got a
Rice.
lot of big contracts,
you know that's what I'm
and they
saying.
got a big
Like
decision to do.
he
with
done
Chris
he
Jones,
done
too.
tasted the champagne. It's like he's at that point in his career now. He's just trying to get paid. And we
Yeah.
seen that Texas got like
You think
72
so?
million, and
Yeah.
there's no state tax in Texas.
Nope.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
And they
people
don't
don't.
got
A lot of
Hey,
people don't pay
and,
attention to that.
and he
Yeah.
played.
Maybe so. Okay.
Speak on
And he
that.
and he
played
Speak
it.
played
on
at
that.
Texas A&M.
And he
They
played at
Florida
Texas
dudes, man.
A&M.
Shit.
So
Yep.
Are
Mm.
you overpaying Mike Evans? Listen, as great as he had, what is it, 10 straight years with 1,000
1,000.
or whatever it is? But are you overpaying for Mike Evans?
All
No,
free
if you
agents
got
are
the
no,
money,
overpaid.
Yeah,
Of
but see, that's
course. Of course.
I don't
All
think so,
free
man. At
agents are
this, he's
overpaid.
gonna decline. So he's gonna
yeah,
decline
he's
for
going
next
to.
years, man. I think this run of 1,000 ends this year. Honestly,
Okay. Well, but again, I think if you're talking about where he can go in his twilight with a quality quarterback that's going to get you there, has proven he can get you there. I see him going to KC way before I see him going to the
Yeah,
Texans.
he,
But
he
I hear what
fits
you're saying,
perfect.
Berto,
Well,
because
all
he
right.
got an open check.
I think he's
If
going
they
to free
lose
agent.
T. Higgins, do you see him going to Cincinnati?
Nah,
no.
Nah, I don't see
nah.
it. I think he's going to. Bro, do you know how these folks are from Texas are about Texas? You don't mess with Texas, bro. Like that boy from
No.
Texas, he going back home to Texas. I'm telling y'all, he done got
Oh,
his
you know
ring
what? I didn't know
already.
he was from Texas.
Yeah, he
I
from
didn't realize he was
Texas.
from Texas.
Where
He
the
done
Yeah,
Texas
got his
Okay, that
A&M?
might make a
Yeah.
difference.
yeah.
he done
That
got
might
his
make
ring already. He trying to
okay.
get broke out one last time. One last time. He just look. Oh
See,
boy,
And Houston.
and
And
no
Houston
station.
gonna have
fellas,
more cap space. And
and,
Houston gonna have
and
more
for the
cap
for the
space in
record,
KC.
fellas, we also going into negotiations for this lead singer for Southern Silk. As y'all heard from that last howl right there that just
how?
going on.
How?
How?
How? Wow.
We got to do some new.
Wow.
Damn. Hey, how was your
Hey,
Christmas?
hey,
You
Slim,
sound
hey, Slim,
like
can
you
you
got
hold the note,
cider.
Slim? Slim,
It
can
must
you
have
hold
been
the note?
bad, Berto. It
I
must
got
have been bad. It must have been bad. He hate like that. Doggone.
God.
Archie must have give
damn.
up
That's
what
why
he
they
wanted
turned
for
him off
Christmas.
the jumbotron. That's why
I'm
he
gonna
turned.
get a PlayStation 5 for
He tried to
Christmas.
hit that high note from Drew Hill.
I leave, man.
Oh, what's good?
Hating is
And
hard, boy.
Dallas Cowboys.
They
Damn.
can't afford to pay him, man.
Yeah, they can afford it.
Dallas
They
can't
can
afford to
afford it.
pay
Wow.
him. Dallas got to get ready to pay Dak Prescott again.
Wow.
Here's the thing
And to
about
be
Dallas, though.
to
Here's the
be
thing
honest,
about
I don't
Dallas,
think
though.
they won't pay Dak Prescott again. I don't think.
Nah,
No,
man, I don't know.
no.
I don't know,
You
bro.
think,
If
you
Dak
think if
Prescott
they
win
get
this
bumped out
MVP
on
and
the
make a
first
deep
round
run,
again, they're gonna be wanting to pay him again?
oh yeah, they probably
Nah,
will.
he gone, man.
I'm saying, I'm like, dog. The
But this is his
coach?
last year, right? Before this next year is his last year, right?
Yep,
The
he
next
got
year.
one more year. One more
Yeah,
year.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, but
So
Dak
they're
pulling
going
up
to
as
be talking
MVP though.
extension this year.
That's what I'm saying. Like that balling.
Dak gonna
If
be MVP. I
if
mean, he's
that
in MVP conversation, so they not gonna
I'm
sit
yeah.
there
telling
and
you,
say,
I'm telling you right now, Dallas gonna be waiting on Arch Manning to come out. That's who they gonna be waiting
If
on.
Ooh, I can
that's a
definitely
long
see
wait,
that.
bro.
I can
Damn, bro.
already see
That's a
That's a
long
Arch
long
wait.
Manning
wait.
already
That's a
getting
long
two
wait.
mil. Arch Manning already getting 2 mil
Yeah.
right now. So
The
Jerry said I got
That's
another
looking into the
2 as
future.
soon
Look,
as he come out.
we gotta get in tune with Smitty. That crystal ball is on fire right now. Archie, man, good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Arch
until you
Man.
get to
ain't
Arch
Archie is
Manning,
a backup right now?
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah,
By the time he
I
come
think
out,
you were going back to school. It was
old boy
going
is
back to
going
school.
back, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
see, because he was gonna leave, but they up that NIL.
Hey, boy,
Man, shoot.
y'all see that news today? Travis Etienne Jr.,
Yes, sir. Oh,
UGA.
UGA.
Yep.
Go
Hey
dogs.
flipped
man,
on them folk.
hey,
Hey, man, by the
they
way, shout out
reloading.
to the dogs, too, man. A lot of folk were talking about the dogs and their recruiting process. Still one of the top recruiting schools in the nation, if I'm not mistaken. Still number one. So
Yes, sir.
shout out to them.
Lost the
Oh,
number one quarterback and still had the
Yeah,
number one
Beck
class.
said he coming back.
Man, that
Yep,
was
Yeah,
Beck
but
huge
coming
for
back.
us,
They
bro.
went and
Because
got,
I was worried
they
about
went
it,
and got two
quarterback, bro.
number ones. So, hey, I'm ready to win
Hey,
another
maybe
national.
the Falcons can trade Desmond Ritter to the UGA. I'm just saying.
And honestly, they wouldn't take him. I'm gonna be real with you. Honestly, they wouldn't take him.
Kirby won't
They
let
would
him
not
get
take
past
him.
the front door.
I can see Kirby Smart now, laughing us out of the office. Like, boy, y'all boy crazy, boy. Y'all
Hey,
get
but
up out of here.
Beck did right though. I would have came back for another year too. All these quarterbacks coming out, like man, I played.
You know what it is, Beck? He checked that water and see where was his prospect at, and it wasn't good. So he said, "I'll go back for
Beck
another
was gonna
year."
be second round.
Somebody
He's
tried
gonna
to
be
tell
second or
that
third
man that
round.
he was a first round talent, and I'm still looking for him.
Oh hell no!
I'm still looking for the person that told him that.
He's good, but not first round.
Nah, he ain't no first.
I'm still looking
He's
for the guy.
okay.
When I
You talking
find
about Manny?
I'll know.
You talking about Manny?
No,
Carson
Beck.
Beck.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about
Here's
Carson
the
Beck.
thing. Yeah, but here's the thing. You talking about a Manny brother, so that name alone gonna get you recognition.
Bet
And,
gonna have a better year next year though, because he getting top
Yeah,
flight
he
wide
is.
receivers. Trust me, he gonna be much better next year.
Yeah, I think
Did
so
Beck
too.
play
I think
any
that's
better
another
than
reason why he
Stetson?
came back too.
No,
Like, man, I see
no.
why we possibly.
Stetson, did he play any better than
He's a
Stetson though?
better Beck's a more accurate of thrower of the ball. Stetson just has the athletic, the
Man,
scrambling. You know,
yeah,
he made a
Stetson put them
Stetson did
long balls
special
on
things
point though,
outside the
Tony.
pocket.
That's that
Yeah, I
Quavo.
think
Stetson threw a lot of them long balls
Stetson.
on point.
I
Beck got
think
he throws
Stetson was a
lasers,
better
man.
improviser at quarterback.
Yeah.
That's why he
Yeah.
he know
Yeah,
how to
let me
make
ask y'all
plays
this
on the
though.
go.
Let me ask y'all this: if Shadur Sanders declared for the NFL, do you think the Falcons should take a look at him?
He ain't
not
ready.
at all.
He ain't
Take a
ready.
look out for what?
He ain't ready, bro.
You know what I said? Not at all.
Right now, Shador Sanders is a poor man's Caleb Williams. He ain't ready yet.
That boy got
He,
an arm on him.
He can
yeah, but
He
sling
got
it.
an
he
arm.
Still
plays
got some
reckless though.
developing to do.
Yeah, he do.
He
But
needs
hey,
work.
so
Lot of
everybody, you know what?
improvising.
You know what you always say was funny? You say he played reckless. That's the
Yeah.
same thing they said about Patrick Mahomes. He played
Well,
reckless.
come on now. You really finna put them two in the same sentence?
No, I won't. No, I won't. I respect Mahomes. But
You just did.
did you see how Kansas City got a lot of backlash when they drafted when they traded up to get Mahomes? They was like, "Oh, that man too rough. That he play reckless. He do this, he do that." And that boy, he played like he played. Like he'd stand on his head and throw the ball. He can make a completion the way Mariota threw that ball
But
against Carolina.
you gotta look at the coaching.
Right. And
Yeah,
Gotta
another
look at the
that.
coaching.
Mahomes has always played like that because my brother, who is also the offensive line coach for the Creekside High School Seminoles, he seen Mahomes when he was in high school, and he said he played exactly the same way. Mahomes been doing
I
this.
can see that.
Well,
But
Shador and Caleb Williams play alike. Just Caleb Williams is a little bit has a bigger arm. Shador's good. He just needs another year.
Let me ask y'all one question. Do y'all think that Desmond Ritter was trying to throw a Patrick Mahomes pass when he threw that interception?
Oh
That's the
no,
first thing I thought about, bro.
Okay,
Desmond Ritter.
I didn't.
He thought
That
Nah,
reminded
he
me
was
of.
Mahomes. Yes, he
Desmond
did.
Ritter literally said, "Wait a minute, I didn't throw an interception this game. Hold on."
Hold my beer. Hold my beer.
oh man,
But
Yo, y'all
but
are
the difference.
wrong,
He said, "Wait a minute, I'm going 4 quarters without an interception. Hold on now."
let me
Said not
change
today.
this right quick.
That really killed.
But
That really killed
hey
the
man,
game too, man. Because all
look
you had
man,
to
Because I
do
still don't understand why you didn't throw it away. It was
throw
second
the
down.
ball away,
It was
dog.
That
second
man did
down.
all that work. I'm talking about that was
I
a
keep
good
telling y'all, you
roundabout.
can't
That was
anticipate throws, so it wasn't a
It was
surprise.
second down.
listen,
How
listen.
come?
Look, y'all can't lie. Everybody knew he was about to throw that interception before
I
he
did.
even let that ball go out of his
I
hand.
did.
Because I was like, "Wait a minute,
When he set
Desmond
his
didn't
feet,
throw an
I said, "Oh shit."
interception. He got one coming."
It's coming.
When he tried to set his feet, I said, "Oh shit."
How come? How come every time one of Arch Smith quarterbacks go to Carolina, they do something crazy? Like
Bruh, like you can't make it up. You can't
I
make
told
it
you.
up.
At least Mariota's
You
didn't
had the
count.
spinner Rooney pass. Then you had that shit. Lord. It was
Oh
on.
man.
Did y'all hear me when I said it was just second down? You could have threw it away.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah,
We were at the watch party. I think everybody heard me yell, throw it away.
Oh,
but here's the good thing about that, though. Here's the good thing about that.
I heard it.
If Desmond Ritter would have threw that ball away, we would have been suffering with Desmond Ritter for the remaining of the season. So I say I'm glad he threw that interception because it forced people to realize he ain't the guy. Because if he would have kept that ball, they would have justified keeping him. And they probably would have justified keeping him going in the next season. So I think that was a blessing in disguise.
You a glass half full guy, right, Slim? That glass half full with moonshine, Slim.
Yeah, that sound like. He made that
getting
terrible
that
throw,
text right now.
I can't believe it, man.
That Rich McKay text coming on Slim's phone right now. We see you on the
So are you contracted, Slim, or are you like an actual employee?
Slim over there freelancing.
Slim, you was supposed to hide your face, Slim.
All right, y'all. I gotta let y'all know I secretly work for the Falcons. I'm just saying. They pay me in Bitcoin, so it's no money prayer.
Ain't no trace.
Ain't no trace for it, baby. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Hey, all right, Tidy. You better watch it over there at the Waffle House.
Speaking of Waffle House, we're coming up on 3 hours, man. This has been a blast,
my bad.
man. This you good, man.
It's Lowe's fault. Lowe's fault.
Man,
hey, this make up for the last 2 Sundays.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I was wondering where you was at, Smith. I was at Smith. I was waiting for you after the the Colts game.
I was too, bro. I was too. I'm like, what the hell going on? I had to look at the other podcast.
I think we all had something going on.
How you doing? You probably fell asleep.
Hey,
but I knew Uncle Steve would come, and then Big Low came on, but Big Low be coming on late, boy. Whoa.
Man, I was trying to wait on Low, and I messed around and fell asleep.
You remember when midnight before that freaks come out at night. Low comes out at night. Low comes out at night. Low come out.
Low come out. Yeah, and something wrong.
Yeah, let me get man.
Oh man. But I know it'll be late, man. I just shoot. I gotta decompress and Uncle Steve, he slashed my tires. I had to change my tire.
I did. Cause you took my camera time, man. Stop taking my camera time.
I was thinking about going to the Chicago game this weekend, man, but it's supposed to be 30 degrees out there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I ain't got nothing for love for you if you go out there, bro.
Oh yeah,
I'll give you Birdo's jacket.
Me and my
I'll
wife.
be darned if I'm gonna be darned if I'm gonna be freezing and the Falcons lose. Oh yeah, that's a bad business.
Hey, me and Birdo went to that Jets game, man, and I'm gonna try to tell y'all, man, not only cold but wet out there, man. Birdo,
that's a bad combination.
Hey, man, I'm bad combination. It's nasty, man. And it was a bit windy too. It wasn't. It was unforgiving weather. I'll just put it like that.
Yeah, it was.
But we enjoyed it.
I'm gonna tell you something though.
Yeah, we did.
At least y'all got that win. It's better than flying halfway across the world.
Oh God!
To get your back stomped in,
man.
Get your back stomped in.
Yeah,
but you have cold beans. But Germany,
don't forget about
Europe is amazing though. I was stationed in Europe. It's amazing. Yeah. Did y'all traveling around out there? I was in Vilsack.
I was at Baumholder. I mean, we were at Baumholder. We used to go there for our routine shootings and stuff. We did the Met field artillery.
I like Baumholder and Romstead, but it seems like when you go to Vilsack, everything start getting dog. You go to PT, it's dog. And then when you get off work, it's dog. I say, oh man, yeah, this ain't the dude.
Yeah, man. Hey, absolutely.
Man. I appreciate you, fellow service, man. Salute to you guys.
No, man. Y'all the man. No, y'all got it. Y'all got it. I think Smitty was trying to tell us that Morris Day, you ain't got to go home.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah, 2 hours. 3 hours, man. It's been a good ride, boy. I ain't had to show this fun in a long time. But Virgo, man, gonna take us out, bro. But I know what he gonna say. Tell everybody where to find y'all. Big Low, we'll start with you. Then Uncle Steve, and then we'll go around.
First and foremost, thank you so much for letting me go before Uncle Steve. I definitely greatly appreciate it.
Damn, I knew that was gonna cause a rift. I knew it, yo.
Can't take it nowhere.
Goddamn, Spit.
Well, y'all got them zingers, boy. Y'all got them coming quick, man.
Thank you so much for letting me go before Uncle Steve. You know, I definitely appreciate that. Y'all see, so it says Southern Cisco up under my name. Y'all already know what time it is. Look here, man. My name is Big Low Country, old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around talk about sports. Shouts out to Tip, Smitty, Birdo. Thank y'all so much for letting us come on and chop it up with y'all. We always enjoy it, man. Thank y'all so much. Tony, Slim. Shouts out to you, Slim. My first time meeting you, brother. Thank you.
Damn it. I met you at the one place.
He was
at the content creator. The meet and greet.
Oh, okay, yeah. But hey, man, I played a lot of football, boy. I'm sorry, my bad.
I was about to say, Uncle Steve came right when I was leaving.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely.
I would have remembered you.
Wow. Damn, boy.
But he said that he would have. He didn't say that he did, right? So, I just want to put that out there. But hey, man, thank y'all so much for having us, Birdo, Smitty, and Tip. Thank y'all so much for joining us, Tony and Slim, and everybody else who came on before I did. Uncle Steve, y'all, thank y'all so much.
Tell them where to find you, man.
Y'all can find me at Big Low Country Sports on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere else.
Damn, bro.
Augustine.
To the great host, Smitty, Birdo, Chris. Appreciate that. Chris, I appreciate you this past Sunday, brother. Seeing you on the sideline, chopping it up, man, doing your thing. I'm proud of you to see you out there doing what you do, brother. That's all good. Tony, Slim, see y'all down the road. Y'all make sure y'all please don't become strangers. Y'all stop on through. Tony, real good chopping it up with you. I see Slim all the time on the thing talking to me. To that scene still that scene still in Jumbotron guy next to me. He all right. I give him some love.
He all right.
He all right.
I ain't got nothing but love for you.
Man, Low is my guy. Y'all have no idea. But hey, y'all check me out on Uncle Steve's Lounge on YouTube and try to expand horizons a little bit. I doing the live on Instagram as well. And this past week, I actually extended out to X, Twitter, for those of you who've been around for a while. So trying to do some good things going into 2024. Y'all check your Unc out, man. Appreciate you, man. This is the kind of love and this is the kind of content that I like being part of, man. Even in debate, even in what we talk about, smiles on your face. I'm going to get off this thing knowing that I had some good conversation with some good brothers. And I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate
Facts.
I just want to say,
Tony, where we can find y'all at?
Man, I'm just old. I'm just an old person like the Falcons, man. I want to thank all y'all though, man. It's to the point to where now after the game, man, I make sure I look for y'all videos to come up, man. So I think I need help now. You know what I'm saying? Like, golly. I got a whole. It's crazy now. I got a whole routine after the Falcon game, man. But I love listening to y'all speak, man. Y'all boys, you be dropping some good knowledge, man. Then I like how Smitty be putting out there, make you think, you know what I'm saying, with those tips and all that other stuff, man. So I just want to say thank Birdo, Tip, all y'all, man, for even opening them spaces up for everybody, man. Thank y'all, boy.
Facts, man.
Yeah, that's what it's about. It's about y'all, man. At the end of the day, it's about y'all.
I said, who playing that? Who's trying to play the saxophone or the trumpet or the?
That's my seat. That's my seat.
I got them xylophone.
That's my gaming chair.
That was part of them reels from last night. My bad.
That was off the Blake. He was
Sorry
trying to
about that.
call me. He was trying to call me. He wanted me to say something, but I told him I'd wait. You know, so I told him I'd wait a minute.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Oh,
boy, y'all out of
Slim, you
control.
rascal. I'm using that 1920 slang. Slim, you rascal. You nincompoop.
You nincompoop.
He called me a whippersnapper the other day.
Oh, no, he did. No, he did.
That's how you know he was serious.
Oh man, Tony, tell her where to find you, man.
Just on IG,
social
man.
media.
75 Don't Rider. Tony Big Buck Buchanan, man. I'm just a regular dude, just like Slim, man. Hey, the game over with. I'm running to YouTube. You went on the other day. I said, damn.
Yeah, I know.
I had to drive all the way back from Atlanta because I live in Virginia. I live in Chesapeake, Virginia. So I had to drive all the way from Atlanta all the way back up here with no Falcon content.
Oh, no.
I got cussed out bad Sunday. I got cussed out bad, man.
We didn't know that.
It's all good though. But Tip, Berto, Spinny, man, I watch all y'all boys. Uncle Steve, Low, I watch every last one of y'all, man. So
Appreciate
much love
man.
and
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Keep it going, man.
Yes, sir.
Tip.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hey man, you already know on X, man. You can find me A1ROC on Twitter or X, Twix, whatever they call this thing. Elon, get it together with his names.
Never get together.
Instagram A1 Forever, as well as on YouTube A1 Forever Sports. You know, so come holler at me, man. Love to chop it up with any one of y'all. And also on TikTok too, the real A1 Forever, man. Come on by to any one of those channels, man. Would love to have you guys, man. Shout out to everybody on this channel and on this panel, and you know, just everybody who out there in the chat, man. We thank every last one of you guys.
And what's A1 Forever? It's what now?
You said what now?
I said, what is A1 Forever? What are the three adjectives for it? It's what now?
What you mean?
Adjective or the acronym? Which one are you talking about?
The adjectives. I know he gives like the three adjectives. He's like, look, where it's what, fresh.
Well, you gotta be generational because it's always time to be. And you know, ain't no point of settling for less, but you can always have more with the vision. You know, it's the show that's cool and fly too. You know, A1 Forever Sports. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on into this. You know, it's a lot of things you gotta mix in that pot. You know, stir it up and then you know what I'm saying, you dump it out and it's Chris Tip more pop out like this is what you got. You know,
like the steak sauce.
Yeah, you know. You remember when they had to mix some sugar, some spice, and everything nice. Well, I'm gonna do a concoction that I can't put out here right now. But you know,
QCG, bro. God damn.
Hey,
you got it.
You got it.
Oh man,
that guy's talented.
Hey, but before we get out of here, man, y'all know where to find me, man. It's Smith Sports Machine right here on YouTube. Fatboy Slim _21 on Twitter. And Antoine is AN, the number 2 WON on IG, and I'm everywhere else beside that, man. But as I always say, man, it's all about y'all. Thank y'all for sticking around for these 3 hours, man. We've had an absolute blast, and as always, Berto gonna take us out.
All right, guys. Well, good evening. Berto here.
Thank you, Berto.
You can find me on Bleacher Report every Sunday with the post-game analysis and breakdown of everything Falcons that happened on that Sunday. Catch me on Bleacher Report, 95 North Falcons Talk Show on YouTube, and you can also find me on the ever so controversial Twitter. I think we call it Twitter or X, where everybody knows more than the next person. You can find me there under RI Falcons. You can find me under there. At me if you have a problem with it. Wow. Thank on that one. No,
Berto sound like he's running for mayor out there.
It's a front.
Berto sound like he's running for office out there.
God damn it. Don't make me get all slim and proper on y'all.
Goddamn Senate. Berto running for the damn Senate.
Goddamn.
Rhode Island.
What the hell? But hey, much love to everybody that came out, man. Much fun. It was so much fun, man. Yes, like Smitty said, man, we made up for the past 2 Sundays that we've been lacking. But hey, we'll be back this Sunday bullshitting again and giving you guys the best content we possibly can. So make sure you tune in for that.
We're doing what?
No, huh?
We're gonna be doing what?
We're gonna be doing bullshitting. doing some bullshitting.
Okay.
On Twitter. You already know.
Berto, before you leave, though.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I believe this can fly. I believe this can touch the sky.
What's going on?
Think about a moment every day.
It's like that time David Ruffin came on
This
stage.
can do anything. I believe this can score.
This wasn't planned, y'all. I don't know why.
When he doesn't fumble under 4, I believe this can fly.
What's going on? Like,
the voice of an angel, man.
What's going on?
Well, man. God damn.
But hey, just one quick thing though, man. Tidy, and also the Dixon way when they did the Colts game, that was a pretty good show when they did that one. And Tidy did a few good shows recently, so I just want to give him a shout out, man. That was pretty good.
Most definitely.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I would do, man. Shout out to
I've
Tidy.
seen that coach.
And Atlanta Bird gang, go check him out.
With old boy.
Man, shout out to all the Falcons content creators, man. Shout out to all of them.
Absolutely.
Everybody's been going overtime this year, man. There's been a lot of bull crap going on this year, unfortunately. But everybody's been putting hard work, man. Just, giving their unfiltered thoughts and analysis. So much respect and shout out to everybody for sure.
Roberto,
that boy be good, man.
You too, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Y'all be good.
Go ahead, bro.
Can you
Sure.
do me
What's
one
up?
favor before we leave?
Yeah.
Can you give us a C first of all before?
Okay. Me.
First of all, yeah. I nailed it.
In the immortal words of Smitty, get your.
I got hit with that. I know we were right here. Hey, hold on. Hey, we was in Sweets too. God damn it.
That was beautiful.
Oh
that
shit,
beautiful.
man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Man.
But good night, everybody. We up out of here, man.